This is Canarsie, Rockaway Parkway. The next stop on this Brooklyn-bound podcast is Last Stop on the L.
Stand clear of the closing doors, please.
Last Stop on the L is proudly sponsored by Dulce Amore Couture, premium couture accessory line, specializing in jewelry and watches featuring the handcrafted Amore collection. Based in New York City, but not limited to, you can meet Miss Yeezy Smith on Facebook / Dulce Amore Couture or Instagram Dulce Amore Couture or visit the website dulceamorecouture.bigcartel.com.
It's your boy Juice, a.k.a. The Juice is Loose. Studio 231 is located in the beautiful and trendy Lower East Side of Manhattan with studio rates and full studio setup. If you'd like to record with me at Studio 231, you can reach me at juice-cannon.com or Twitter at juicecannon.
This that coming, this that coming. Woo! Then we do is none of that kind. Let's go. Woo! This that cold, this that cold. Woo! Then we do whatever we do. Let's go.
Free a nigga mind, free a nigga don't. Freedom is a line, even if it's long. Keep it on the stones. Pocket full of rocket full of I'm cold, niggas freeze like I'm about to stick 'em up. I'm particular about my vernacular. I'm not particular with what I got off in this cup. This section, man, they ate us, man. They said we not enough. Started from the bottom, now we up. Turn a nigga up. Why you tryna buck up? Photoshop hustler, picture getting touched up. I'm a constructor of tearing down structure. They wanna cuff us, really it's just us. That's why we kick dust up. Noriega, what? Like Jigga, nigga, what? Who don't care what other crews do. I cruise through, crucial, black like voodoo. A guru.
Yo, it's your boy Danny Ocean, DANNYOCION. We back, Last Stop on the L podcast. I gotta say, y'all ain't gonna do me like Lil Mousy. I came here to rap.
Facts. I'm the baby.
You know what's my favorite part of that freestyle? When the baby was going in, who was the guy in the background? Was it YK Osiris? That was looking at him like, damn, he could really rap. Right?
Yeah.
Introduce yourselves.
Yo, it's your boy Juice. You know who it is. That's all I'm gonna say.
At this point, we do.
Yeah.
Shout out to our director. Good.
Hi, it is Danny D.
Welcome guest, your boy Mayhem Mike. Yo, shout out to one of our big fans who's supposed to be here, AC. Happy birthday, you ain't come through. Don't worry, we're not judging you, but I'm judging you. Just show love.
Yo, we got a lot to talk about. First of all, did anybody lose power last week?
You know it.
Yo, I didn't lose power. I lost cable. And while that's not the worst thing in the world, when it's hot and people are losing power, you're like, if the lights go off on top of this cable, I'm fighting somebody.
Pretty much.
When the AC turn off, something's not right.
Oh, son.
That is the problem.
Facts.
When the AC goes.
Like, I wasn't home. I was away. I was camping. First of all, I want to say shout out to my group. Y'all are trash. We were talking about camping from a long time before, and they were like, nah, you can do it. It's me and 3 other people. Nah, let's not do something else. Don't worry. I was like, there going to be bears, be wolves, coyotes. Juice, let me tell you something.
Okay.
As soon as we got there, the guy who runs the camp was like, oh, yeah, we saw a black bear and its cub quarter mile. You could run a quarter mile in 10 minutes, if not shorter, son. Right. I was like, all right, cool, maybe we won't see it. It rained. You know, coyotes came by our tent. Coyotes came by our tent. Y'all are trash. I'll never forget this, all right? We were out in the woods when we lost power. I didn't even have service, so I didn't get the actual notification till the next day.
Mm-hmm. See, that's how I know I'm not built for those moments. Because when you told me that story, my first thought is like, damn, you can't even get an Uber out here. What the fuck am I supposed to do?
Oh, really? No. Once you tell me that ahead of time before we even leave, I'm not going. I'm not going.
Yeah, I'm adventurous, so I'm about to do it. But they were like, nah, there's no bear. I was like, I'm going to get bear repellent, all this stuff. Nah, there's no bears. Coyotes the same night. I swear to God, it was like 3 feet away from us.
I would only ever go glamp. You know what glamping is?
Yes.
I would only do that.
What is glamping? Explain.
Glamping is like camping, but I'm doing air quotes because it's like, yeah, you're in nature, you're in like the wilderness setting, but all your amenities are basically like if you're back home. So your tent is fly, got cable TV hookup.
Oh,
so like
nice.
you go outside to nature, then you go back to your tent, and you're just living your best
How
life.
do you guys go to the bathroom and all of that and whatnot?
So the way it's set up is maybe like 3 houses down in the way of distance is the bathroom. The bathroom's actually in the stall, and it's a little thing. You got to walk to it.
Yeah.
Late at night, after the nice coyotes visit us, and I had to pee at 2:45 a.m.
Yikes.
Find you a bottle.
What I did was, nah, B, there's a tent. There's a whole bunch of us. I'm not peeing in the tent. God damn it. I've got my cell phone. It was plugged in because we had electricity. We bought an electric generator. I put the flashlight on, and just like the Blair Witch Project, I was looking around. I was like, this shit ain't right. This shit ain't right as I pee on this tree. This shit ain't right. I will say this. Camping in like 90-degree weather, all those bugs, you got to use bug off. You got to use the smoke from the fire. It makes you appreciate the showers. They had some nice showers. We just had to pay a quarter for 4 minutes. That's all I'm saying.
Oh, what?
It's a quarter. That's how they make the money. It's a quarter.
Well, I mean, at least
Whatever.
you were able to wash.
And we got immediate hot water. So it was good. It was a good 25 cents if you ask me.
That sounds worth it. Fuck that.
Yeah. Best 25 spent.
A quarter? You
I bet it's what, quarter water?
Right?
Yo, I've never had a true camping experience, but I told you when you told me this story about my closeness to camping. You really have to ask yourself the question, when you got to walk to a bathroom, that's the moment you're like, yo, do I really need to go?
Right. 2 in the morning after
Pitch
experience
black.
coyotes, yeah.
Pitch black, son. I was like, nah, I can't do this. Yo, shout out to my forefathers who did this every night under the stars. Y'all the real ones, for real. Facts. In woods. Y'all the real ones.
Listen.
Nah, I don't understand how people go camping for fun. Like, I understand the outdoor stuff. I get it. You know, it's healthy for you. It's good for you, even emotionally, but outside physically.
It humbles you.
But as a nigga from the hood, I just think, is this a poverty simulation? Am I paying good money to feel broke?
No AC, no internet.
Like you wake up, what's for breakfast? Nigga, I don't know. Okay, I could have stayed in Brooklyn and got that same answer.
You gotta go kill breakfast.
Right.
I could have scraped up coins under my couch. Like, what the
Oh, I can't do that shit, man.
Stuff
I can't.
like that teaches you humility. Like,
Yes, it does.
oh, that shower that you could just wake up in the morning, take your clothes off, and go in there and wash. Yeah, come up with that quarter. Oh, you gotta pee? 2 in the morning? Yeah, the coyotes outside right now. You gonna hold that piss, or what you gonna do?
Facts.
I think about that sometimes, like when you watch like those survival movies and cats have to go from living that city life to like basically living in the wilderness. And I'm just like, yo, I know myself. That's the moment I become a vegetarian. Not because of health reasons, straight laziness. Yo, because I gotta kill this thing, peel off its skin, dry it. It's a whole day. That's I'm gonna eat these berries. Get away from me.
Hold on, though. Can we just tell you one thing, though?
Sure.
I hate vegetarians.
Here we go.
Oh no! What happened?
They're gonna kill us on Twitter.
Get you.
They're gonna get us on Twitter.
Leave them alone.
I could be in math class.
You eat
talk about
vegetables
Pythagorean theorems, and he be like, "Yo, A squared plus I'm vegetarian." Nigga, nobody asked you, okay? They're the only ones, son.
No, yeah, them and vegans. Yo,
Oh man.
So no, I understand that. Like at some point, that's coming into the conversation, no matter what the fuck you talk about. I get it. Listen, they rep they set, okay?
Right? They rep their gang.
Their gang, son.
Yo, I'm the short end. What the what? Vegan, nigga.
Oh my god! But like, yo, Con Edison, y'all trash. So what happened was with the first blackout wasn't that anything shorted. Con Edison turned off power. They tried to lie and say something happened, but no, they turned off power because they said if they didn't, it would be critical failure. I'm just like, did you decide which neighborhood lost power?
Yes.
Because here's my question, right? Was the decision to turn off power based on which neighborhood was more in danger of triggering a meltdown of the system, so to speak? Or was it based on who would get the least shit from for turning off the power?
Right.
Because if it's the first one, all right. But if it's the second one, it's like,
I think it probably. I feel like it might have just been the second one.
I feel that too.
Like, right, because it was only certain areas of Brooklyn that they did it. Like
it was certain areas until word got out, and then I felt like they started just switching off on everybody else.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? But it was just like little here and there. Because I got hit by it, and look where I'm at. You know what I'm saying? But it's Canarsie. from what I understand, they
Niggas
were
was
out
out.
to like 1 in the morning.
Yeah, niggas was out. But also, then they had the second one where it was actually a power failure. And then what happened was people were talking about Con Edison has no excuse because heat waves happen in the summer. So they were saying they're like, oh, they weren't unprepared for the energy drain. It's like, bro, it's New York summer. Heat waves happen every year.
Right, and this is not the hottest it's been.
They've had a 10-year plan to upgrade their system that they've never implemented.
Wow.
Of course. 10 years. So this isn't something that they didn't see coming. They just didn't do anything. And I'm just like, bruh, they got no fucking excuse.
My electricity was off for 5 hours, even though I was away. Expect a call from me, Con Ed. You know what I'm saying? Y'all niggas gonna pay what you owe.
The wild thing is, this is not the first time the power went out in New York, though.
Run me my power.
Remember a few years ago when the power went out in New York?
Right.
Oh, man. That
Wait, which
That was
one?
crazy.
Yo, it's
In
crazy. We gotta
August. I
say
think
which
it might have
one.
been
Oh, shit, because there was another one, too.
Yeah, there was one in
Damn.
Midtown. Right, remember the one a few weeks ago was Midtown.
Yeah.
And I remember years ago it happened in Manhattan, Lower East Side.
Right.
Yeah.
They had one in
And,
Brooklyn.
because Sandy knocked that shit out.
Sandy, yeah, Sandy.
Yeah. Damn. We really a first world country, huh? Because I got relatives back home that be like, that sounds familiar to me. I don't know what y'all...
So what'd you do with the rest of your day? What do you mean?
Oh, man. But anyway, hopefully they'll solve that. They won't. But hopefully they get sued into solving that, which will probably happen soon. We're going to jump into another story.
Wait, can we just talk about the severity of why you even said that? Because, you know, we kind of glanced over just a little bit. The reason why we say we hope they get sued is because there were people who went into the hospital because they couldn't breathe right. They're elderly people. There are people like my sister who was young when the original blackout happened. What was it, like 12, 13 years ago?
Yeah.
I'm probably wrong. It's probably longer. And she has bronchiolitis, which is bronchitis and asthma. So any little trigger, especially in the summer, she got to take a trip to the hospital and get nebulized, you know, get the steroids in her system. There were people who didn't get, you know, service until the next day. You
Absolutely.
understand? I don't know how many people died, and I hope to God nobody did die, honestly, but just because of them playing around and be like, yeah, you know, throw it off, there are people who are critically injured.
The parts
to
of
say the
Brooklyn
least.
that they shut power off is actually home to a lot of senior centers and nursing homes.
That's crazy.
So hopefully those folks had backup generators. Otherwise, that's a dangerous ass situation to be in.
They describe the hospital effect as a normal hospital situation in a blackout, which I feel is like kind of like underlining like the severity of the problem.
Yeah.
Because, you know, when you have elderly people coming in for AC to be warm to calm down the medical problems, that's not regular.
Right.
Absolutely.
That's not. But go ahead. I'm sorry. I just wanted to point that out.
Nah, it's all good. We're going to stick to some New York news. So y'all trying to get ASAP Rocky free?
Twitter remembers.
They feeling some type of way about that too.
Son, listen. Let me just say this for the record. If I am in jail overseas, don't ever let Donald Trump argue for me, okay? Like, yo, just let my lawyer handle this, please. You're not helping right now, son. Like,
they don't
you
even
out
like
here
you,
on
bro.
Twitter talking cash shit. And I remember the Prime Minister of Sweden actually said that he did bring it up in a meeting.
Wow.
And the Prime Minister had to be like, the judicial system's a separate thing. I have no control over that.
You probably don't even
like,
know
what's
he wrote
your
that in an
face?
article,
Like,
yeah.
he's like, what the fuck you want me to do?
Yeah.
The Prime Minister probably just gave him a look like, do you know how government works?
Right.
Like, we can't do that.
He literally said that. He's like, our government works a little differently, Donald. Like it's supposed to.
Right.
Yeah, I can just see ASAP in prison right now. Donnie? Oh, I'm going to be here forever. Fuck. Speaking of which, though, I think that it's so crazy that we live in a time where in the same week the president's being a racist, he's also trying to free a rapper because basically one of his good friends, Kim Kardashian, which is the world we live in at this point, asked him a favor. Like, that's... Y'all don't find that weird?
Y'all fucking... Like,
That's
what's
so
up?
weird. That is weird.
Dun, 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 dun. You heard what he said?
I mean, y'all can ask favors. So somebody getting.
I think he want to fuck.
Oh, he could want to, and Kanye got something going on. Listen, they into all of that swingers type shit. So
Okay, now I got questions. If Kim in the long run helps us, do we forgive Kanye?
No.
negative. That's
No,
job.
Those are
Does
only
Kim
kind
get a
of
pass
jobs.
too?
No,
Negative.
Wait, hold on, no,
You're not
no.
helping us. You're helping Trump. You're not.
Kim got a few of us free though. I'm gonna give her the pardon.
Listen.
It's for her. It's for
Listen.
her. Not Kanye though.
Listen.
It's her good stuff.
Her getting black people free is good.
Yeah.
Like, I know people are a little weird about that, and it's a good thing. That's just period, right?
Yeah.
Facts.
But let's not pretend that this isn't part of the new brand, okay?
Of course.
Right? Because guess what's coming out? Her documentary on prison reform.
Oh, right then. So she's sucking a little dick without sucking a little dick. No.
Listen, I'm not mad that she could profit off of that. I'm just saying, let's not lose perspective and make her like Mark Lamont Hill, who spent his whole life about prison reform. She ain't that. Like, she like one of them celebrities that like read or something and just they get moved by it, they get involved. Them bringing light to it is important because y'all know people that follow Kim K full time don't know what the fuck prison reform is. Now they're very aware of just like, oh, there are people in jail that didn't do their crimes or got sentences that weren't
you can't
like
So
equivalent to their crime. I didn't know that. Did you know that? So like that's good, but like fuck Kanye.
All right. I know the people who hate Kim Kardashian are really upset right now with her. I wasn't gonna say Sage. But as far as A$AP Rocky goes, listen, I feel like he was in prison wrongfully because I did see the video.
So what? Here's my question. Here's my sincere
They wanted clout.
question.
They wanted clout.
To like, if I was his lawyer, my sincere question to a prosecutor is, I'm not even being funny. What was he supposed to do? Like walk away? He spent 15 minutes walking away.
Right.
Like what? He asked to leave. He tried to go to a building. Like the guy, what is he supposed to do? And that, like, I need a literal.
Please,
like,
leave it alone. We don't want to hurt you.
He got multiple translators to speak in Swedish, which I believe.
Yes,
is
he got
the women that walk by.
Yo, we don't want no problems. I want the headphones. You broke the headphones on the bodyguard's face. That's your problem, which is true.
Yeah.
You understand?
You
like on the face
swung
of the head.
somebody and destroyed your stuff, and then we're supposed to pay. Are you high? Like,
yeah, pretty much. Are you high?
Right.
K2 high.
It's K3.
Now that's a different type of high, right?
No, it's that zombie league.
Right? I think that's what they were on.
Walking Deadness.
Nah, but like he was wrongfully in prison.
Yeah.
But at the same time, you know, that karma thing is just like, remember when you say you don't care about what happens in Ferguson, you just want to be jiggy, right, son, you want to live in Soho and, you know, Beverly Hills, just do your thing. And it's like, all right, well, I just want to live in Canarsie, you know what I'm saying, do my thing, good luck. I'm good, love, enjoy, you know what I'm saying, like, shit.
Listen, people are like, oh, you shouldn't bring up old stuff. Nah, this is irrelevant.
Nah, fuck that.
Like, he was talking about prison reform, and he in prison. I mean, this can't be more relevant.
Right. That's called instant karma.
Listen, I want him to get out.
Before.
I want him to get out, but like those comments were still wild. I remember them being wild at the time. That doesn't change it now that he's in prison. Like, oh no, he was fuck that. It's still wild. Like, what do you mean? Like,
right?
Facts.
That's so crazy. I hope he gets out, but it's not looking good for him. Because the prosecutors could have, I think, let him go, and they're like, nah, they're forcing this issue. They want to keep him locked.
Because he's been there so long.
Yeah, I think the local prosecutor's going to make, you know, like how prosecutors build cases off of people? I don't know what he's going to get from this. I don't know Swedish law, but I feel that energy already. Just like,
I think he's going to get time served, honestly.
Well, maximum is 2 years for assault in Sweden.
How bad did they beat this guy up?
Right. They didn't. It's just that, first of all, I want
it just looks bad.
Because assault is like, all right, assault is usually when you break something.
It's the image of 3 black Americans beating down a Swedish person in the street. That's what's getting to people.
Was it
Think
4?
about it that way.
Might have been 4 on camera throwing hands. Yeah.
I don't know. Man.
Meanwhile, he started everything. Yeah. He's the one that threw hands first.
Yeah, but when you're the aggressor, I guess when you take over, like, you become more the aggressor.
Listen, that boy G-Eazy, he had a similar situation where he got into some fight, and he's like, I had no issues. Like, they just pretty much let me go after this on security tape. And they're like, why do you think they treated Rocky differently? You know what G-Eazy said? Oh, I was white. He just flat out. He's like, I was white. Like, that's it. That's the difference. Like, similar situation. I was just white.
And they said this. I heard that on the radio today, too. Wow. Somebody said the same exact thing.
Listen, this just tells you, folks, when you go overseas, if they're going to do this to somebody with money, especially they're going to do it to your dumb ass.
If you're buried, just count it out.
Buy the next ticket out.
Listen, because I feel like when some Americans travel, I feel like when some Americans travel, they think like American law comes with them.
No.
Because
Good luck.
I read a story today where these 2 Americans from San Francisco stabbed a cop in Italy in a bad coke deal. What? Yes. They were like tourists trying to buy coke, and the cop was undercover. And I guess when he didn't have what they wanted, niggas try to poke him.
Wow.
And before you ask, what?
Right. I know, yeah.
Man, that withdrawal be crazy, man. It's like, yo, you ain't got it.
I wasted 2 minutes.
Not cool, bro.
Oh, man.
I know you got something money. Take off that blazer.
So, but like, just think about the goal of that, to try to poke a cop in a foreign country.
I'm telling you,
son. What is son? I can't
think
relate.
about it. They were probably looking for it all day. They finally found this dude. No, really think about it. And then it's not assault or something. It looked like coke.
You got to call.
They just lost it after that. They was like, nah, it's all day.
Baby powder, no.
Right?
Baking soda.
Oh man.
Oh my god, they're gonna have an odd story.
You know,
Wow.
you know what? Real talk. If it was salt, if it was baking powder, and if it was any of the things we mentioned, after they stopped at the car, you know they brought it with them, right? Niggas need to buy.
They still talking.
Give me this shit.
Yo.
Oh, one more thing. Did y'all hear about that story with the NYPD officers in the water?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yes.
I've seen the videos.
Yeah.
Y'all seen the videos?
Yeah.
Cops were big mad, son. Like in the world, of police, they were like, "This is to show the disrespect. This is what happens when everyone's anti-cop." And I'm just like, y'all got hit with water.
They lying. I feel like it was the hottest day outside.
Yeah.
That cooled your ass off. Stop lying. Like,
You just mad they got caught on camera.
Right. That
Yeah.
was it. That's the problem with now. Everybody is always recording everything. If it was back in the day and it was a hot day out and they got wet, they would have took their soaking wet asses back to the precinct and go on, change your clothes and go on to do what you're doing.
Yeah.
But because everybody's always recording everything now,
Yeah.
that's why you feel some type of way.
They have to prove their point.
Yeah, and somebody said something. Oh, y'all really let them do that to y'all? Like, listen, the way they walked away and splashed the water off of them, you know, like, you was not upset about it.
Oh no, they weren't. Actually, if I remember the story correctly, the actual officers that got splashed walked away from the scene.
Right, I watched
and
the
they
video.
got yelled at by station commanders. Like, what the fuck are you doing? You can't let them disrespect you that. But by the way, doesn't that sound like some gang mentality shit?
Facts. Because, no.
Doesn't that sound like some gang mentality shit?
What were they doing
Let them
wrong?
disrespect you like that?
What were they doing wrong criminally? And then how are you supposed to react? You going to tase everybody?
Right.
That's exactly what the officers that got wet said. Like, yo, we got hit by water. There's a whole crowd. What are we supposed to do in this situation?
But
and it's like, you're supposed to arrest them. Yeah, they got chewed out, and that's why now they have to double down to show that they're big and bad. And I have to quote something from my Facebook timeline because there's like this. I think it was a New York Post article, and the headline was like, police chief said they will not get away with any of these crimes. And someone wrote the caption, "Cool, start arresting them when they murder us too."
Yeah.
Facts.
No administrative leave, straight to prison.
Right.
No trial. How about that?
I watched a video on Instagram. They have like some kind of Instagram TV thing.
Yeah.
Where they somebody posted a video of two Spanish cops wrestling with a young black boy on the floor.
Yeah.
And they was wrestling with him and they was trying to get him to turn around to put cuffs on him and they couldn't do it.
Yeah.
The Spanish cop pulled his gun out and shot the guy twice.
Oh,
and
I
was
did
like,
see that.
hold
Yeah.
still. How are you going to tell this dude to hold still and you just killed him? You just killed him because you didn't get the upper hand from him, one alone, and it's two of y'all trying to get him to put cuffs on. You killed him?
Yeah. That's
I
why.
was disgusted.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
It's because what you said earlier is right. It's just absolutely about clout. They felt that like they would have lost clout if they had let this shit go, and they're overreacting in a lot of scenarios now because they have a bunker mentality, which is like us against the world, which is interesting because it's to protect and serve, right? Am I mistaken? Like, if we're the enemy, then what are you doing?
Right, exactly. I wonder what initially had them on that scene anyway, with them playing with the water? Like, why were they there?
Oh, I think a neighbor called. There's a woman in
they
the
were
video.
playing in the water?
Yes, because the kid, the dudes were water fighting. The lady called. She didn't like it. She's the one in the video that gets wet.
It was one of those calling Sally's
sundress. I forget.
Yeah, she's the one in the video that got wet. They threw water on her. Yeah.
What color was she?
Oh, I think she was black actually. Yeah.
And you calling on them because they getting wet on a hot summer day.
Listen.
You can't even sneeze outside now. Like,
yeah,
that's crazy.
Anyway, they caught those terrible criminals who were endangering all of our lives. We're all a little safer now that the water fight criminals have been taken into custody. Let's get into some lighter shit. Let's talk about the Black Nerd update. Last week, big news from Marvel. Phase 4 is upon us. We got a female Thor. Mm-hmm. Blade is coming back. Mm-hmm. Hawkeye got a TV series. Mm-hmm. What else? There's the What If series is coming, which I'm interested in.
Captain America's black.
Yes.
Captain
and he has
black,
it's a TV. Is it a movie or a TV show for him?
I think it's a TV show for sure.
Because there's one with him and Bucky, but it's not.
It's a
Bucky.
TV show, if I'm not mistaken.
Something future. It's on Netflix, right? DC, something Legends of the Future.
No. Him and Bucky are getting their own show, or is it a movie? But yeah,
the next movie is May 2020, so they got time.
I think this is the moment that we learn if Marvel has what it takes to make us still care. Because, like, no offense to the actors in this movies, but this is definitely the B team. Like, this is mostly B team, right? Mm-hmm. So, like, if you're gonna build a whole franchise for the next 3 years on B team, they gotta hit. Because if they don't hit, that reboot coming so quick.
Right.
The Thor woman, is it the one that he gave the thing to in Asgard or something?
Yes, it's oh my god, what is her name?
She was a Valkyrie. Yeah, she was.
Yes, Tessa Thompson in the Thor movie.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Wait, I missed it. What?
Valkyrie, Tessa Thompson's character.
Yeah,
she's in the Thor movie.
Yes, she's in the Thor movie.
She's gonna be the first LGBTQ star of a Marvel cinematic movie,
which is dope.
She's also that in real life. She went from Janelle to now she's trying to get on Lupita. Shit. Respect.
I mean, she bad though.
I'm just saying. You know what I'm saying?
So, what I wanted to say was Black Panther's coming out. Black Panther 2's coming out. Ryan Coogler is going to be directing it now, which is dope. Because previously they were talks about doing Black Panther again, but Ryan Coogler wasn't going to be the director.
Oh no, they couldn't let that happen.
I mean, it made baby.
They had to back up the truck for him.
Thor is going to be played by Natalie Portman, which I think is dope. You know what I'm saying? In the comics, Thor is a woman, and she was like one of the badasses of all. Odin gave her respect after a while because he beat like one of the most evilest persons that he was afraid of. What's interesting is now people are upset that Thor is going to be a woman. Like Captain Marvel wasn't enough, which, by the way, they're definitely coming out with another Captain Marvel as well. She's contracted for another 5 appearances, and at least.
Damn.
Wow. She's 7 altogether. She did 2. So you expect her around to be a little bit more. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Now Portman's going to be Thor. I think that's going to be dope. Come on, Captain America and Bucky Barnes.
I have to say, Mahershala Ali as Blade is so dope casting. Like for real.
So left field. I felt like Wesley Snipes was like, I got this again. You're like, no, we got
get out of your taxes, nigga.
After that James Gunn situation.
Oh yeah, aren't they bringing him back for Guardians? Yes, they are. I think they are. Yep.
But that's been postponed because he's doing Suicide. He's doing a reboot of Suicide Squad.
Yeah. I mean,
but the last Suicide Squad movie's been bad though. I didn't.
Well, it's going to be better now because they have James Gunn.
DC
and a little bit
movies
more
are awful. They really are.
Yeah, they are.
They really I watched Wonder Woman again. It was the best one by far compared to like the Batman vs Superman. Compared to that Aquaman, by far Wonder Woman's the best.
Oh my
one.
god!
Yeah.
Oh my god, Aquaman! Oh my god! Like it's not bad, but it's so corny, and it's just like, do kids eat this up?
Yeah,
they do.
Yeah,
kids,
remember when we were kids and we watched Batman Forever? We thought that shit was amazing.
That's true. Yeah. Yeah.
So you watch it years later, like, Jesus Christ, what the fuck is this?
You dance with the devil in the pale moonlight. Punch. Wow.
And they're also, at some point, there's going to be an X-Men reboot. And Fantastic Four.
Yep.
I think they need to let Fantastic Four go. Okay? They're never...
They can't.
Listen.
They can't.
Someone on Twitter said this. I'm not going to say I said it. Someone said, no, you're never going to make a good Fantastic Four movie because there's already one. It's called The Incredibles.
That's a fact.
Facts.
Right.
Like, just live with that, move on.
Nah, it's their property. They own it. They're gonna do something with it. Trust me. And they can't because Fantastic Four is one of the cornerstones of Marvel Comics. It's through Fantastic Four they introduced Spider-Man. They introduced Thor and all these other characters. Well, the Avengers and whatnot.
Yo, you know what the sad part? The exciting part of Fantastic Four was Silver Surfer. Like, that was the best part.
Yeah.
Like, it wasn't even the characters. I was like, oh, Silver Surfer's here. Like, everybody was like, yo. Forget it.
I mean, they have a dope villain, but I guess it's hard to make people care
Whoever
about that.
played Doom the in that series needs to come back. I felt like he was a good Doom, Dr. Doom.
Also, in the Black Nerd Update, the Harriet movie got released, and there was immediate controversy.
Really? It got released?
No, not released. I apologize.
The trailer
got released. My bad. And there's immediate controversy. Controversy number 1. People are like, why the fuck we do another slave movie? Controversy number 2. She is not African American. She is a black Brit. People are saying, why are you having a black Brit play an African American? Controversy number 3. People have accused her of having disparaging remarks about African Americans in the past on her Twitter, but I have been unable to find them. So I'm like, that's weird. It sounds like just a rumor at this point. So
I just want to come back to your first one, right? When they're like, why do we need another slave movie? We get war movies all the time. They're coming out with another movie about what happened after Pearl Harbor, like that battle or whatever.
I am so tired of World War II movies.
Shout out to the man behind this because he's getting crazy money.
Who?
He's getting crazy. Whoever's doing like Pearl Harbor, whoever's like having them right. I don't know.
The studios, man.
They mean crazy because every year they always come out. Yeah, I feel American for watching this battle in which we were wrong and killed millions of lives for future generations.
You know why you can do a World War II movie forever, right?
Why?
Because it's the good war. It's the good war.
Yeah.
The reason I say it's the good war is because the people you're fighting were clearly bad, and you can say you clearly did a good thing, but everyone just overlooks the fact that, let's say, 60 million people died?
Yikes.
So if that's the good war, damn.
It prevented World War III.
Right.
Prevented World War III, so.
Yo, World War III would be terrible, son.
Listen,
I wouldn't want to live in that time.
As a millennial, you know the worst part about World War III? Mm-hmm. They're going to launch an electromagnetic bomb first, and you're like, damn, the war started, I ain't got no Twitter? I don't know what's happening.
Facts.
Like, we been invaded? Listen to the radio and shit?
They call it like martial law when everybody could be armed or something like that. Like,
that's when your rights are suspended and the military's in the street.
Wait, no. We need the other one. We need the one where the civilians can, like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
there is nothing like that. That's just a shooting.
Look, man, they come at my door. I'm turning into that. That's it. I'm going to get my own gun. Then, yeah.
Tragic news today. It's Juice Cannon.
Wait, and another thing.
I'm trying
Fuck the Harriet movie. I want my Harriet Tubman $20 bill, man. I've been waiting for that shit. I've been waiting for that shit. I need it.
Where the fuck our money at?
Word. 20.
Yo, speaking on that, Steve Mnuchin, he's a bitch. That's the Treasury Secretary, Steve Mnuchin. He's the one that killed that shit because he didn't think... He gave some BS reason. Essentially, she black. Fuck off.
Right. That's a fact. That's it.
Yeah.
That is the only issue and problem. She's black. She's black and she never was a president.
Son, first of all...
You probably get the same situation, same argument, same back and forth if someone said, put Obama on the bill. And he was a president. But he's black.
The issue is... People are racist. Like, let's be very blunt.
Right.
Like, our president's racist, his administration's racist.
Yep.
And giving money, as the president has spent, as on numerous occasions, talked about his belief that African Americans, black people, can't handle money and are less intelligent. You think he wants to give us money with people that look like us during his administration?
Listen, we gonna stack them bills, right? Send them out. We stacking them.
I'm never spending that bill,
right?
Never.
What? This is
give me a 50.
the Tubmans do come out, y'all know every black store charging in 20s, right? Y'all know day one.
We only accept Tubman 20s.
Right? Cat's gonna have that tattooed. Thanks. But I think it looks like a good movie, actually. All joking aside, Harriet looks like a good movie. I'm not gonna see it just because I'm like tired of slave narratives. Not in the sense that I don't want them to be told, but sometimes there's certain tropes I can deal with. Right? I can watch the same crappy rom-com plot a billion times and not care. But something about watching shit about slavery a billion times, just they don't hit the same. I'm like, I can't sit through this again. Right. Like I can't do it.
Is it possibly because our rights are like this close to being taken away and we're reverting right back? Possibly.
Yeah.
Yo, I just want to say really quickly, I've been getting money because right now at my job I'm now dealing with money and whatnot. So all the 20s that I get every now and again, actually they inked Harriet Tubman's face on it.
Oh, there's a stamp for that.
Yeah.
There's a stamp for that to convert the 20s into Harriet Tubman.
Yes.
Yeah.
I appreciate the movement. I just don't like the image. The image looks weird. Like it looks weird. So do better on the image, but I appreciate the movement.
Wow. I've never seen one. I
want
to see one. You took a picture of it?
I got it somewhere. Yeah.
Let's see what else came out. There were some releases. Amazon had this series called The Boys. Highly recommended. It's a superhero show, but the twist is there's a world of superheroes. They do that as a job, and they're like athletes. They have endorsement deals. They have movies, and they all work for a big corporation. So it's like, how do you deal in the world of superheroes when it's like, think all the bad things corporations do and give them superpowers, but they're the good guys. And it's just kind of dealing with a world of that. So it was pretty interesting. It's a little dark, just FYI. This ain't no happy-go-lucky shit. But it's good shit.
I feel like that's kind of like if I were to get my hybrid on, I feel like that's just like a way to come at the power, like the powers that be. Because how do they deal with the superheroes that are on payroll that are assholes?
Listen, I'm not going to give anything away, okay?
Hybrids know what I'm talking about.
But there are moments in this show where people do things that are terrifying, and you realize that they're just mimicking what's happening in real life. Right? So it's like in the context of the show, you saying this is scary because of the power you have, but also people are saying this in real life with power. I see what you did there. Yep. So y'all should check that out. Also, even though I said this already multiple times, Stranger Things is dope. Y'all really need to watch that if you have not watched that.
Too.
It's so good.
It's dope.
Yeah.
It's so good. Takes me to a quieter time that I never lived through. You ever watch a show and get nostalgic for a period you weren't in? Like you're just good at telling a story, you feel like you were there?
Oh, yeah. Wow.
Yes, that's how I felt about Friends. I, too, had a dope apartment in Manhattan at one point.
And a coffee store that we always came to.
Right. Everybody linked up at.
Someone said the greatest bullshit about sitcoms is the fact that niggas used to meet for work to hang out, before work to hang out. Like, let's grab a coffee at 7 a.m. before we go to work. Excuse me?
What?
Do you not know how the transit
into my sleep?
One, you not know how the transit works? Here in New York especially?
Right.
I'm like, hold up. If my job starts at 9 and I take just 2 hours to just get my whole life right, I gotta, nigga, no.
No. You don't have time for coffee.
Right.
Problem is, with the exception of like Joey, but everybody was rich. Everybody came from money. Monica, Ross, right? Their family had money, but they helped them out. Whatever. Monica was a full-blown chef. Ross was
actor?
No, he was. Ross was an archaeologist, but he I forgot his actual name. His actual description of the job, but
he was he's a paleontologist.
There you go, paleontologist.
Did I study dinosaurs here?
Rachel came from money.
Oh yeah,
she started off as a waitress. She learned what it was. And then she started working for.
She started off as a rich kid because her pops was paying her bills, which is like,
even though
that show was 20 years old, that seems so real. Williamsburg.
You saw how she felt when she was like, "I'm going to cut my credit card." That's a library card. Joey was out here actually on the grind. You know what I'm saying? He was actually acting. Phoebe was kind of like she was working it though. She was working it. You know what I'm saying? She wasn't poor.
You know, it's interesting because Friends is based on living single,
and
right.
Like, was everyone a little single rich, or were they middle class? Because I could never figure that out. Because Khadijah had a magazine, but was she caking or just doing I
always felt like they were in like the middle tier of their career before
I know
they actually...
Max had money.
What?
Because the way Max talked, Max had money.
Yeah,
she bullshit.
She got money.
Yeah.
But I know Overton, nah.
He wanted to be on her level so bad.
He tried.
I really felt bad for him when he lost his beanbag chair.
You know.
Like, yeah, so they can get out of the storms. That's another thing. Sitcoms about New York always tell about the worst blizzards ever we get. We don't ever get like a nice, but it's always a bad blizzard. He lost his beanbag chair, bro. I feel for you.
Oh, before we get into some stuff, what are your favorite New York-based sitcoms or TV shows? Like something that, even though you grew up here, if someone like asked to show like, what does New York look like? Like what gave a good representation? What show would you say? This is it.
Well, first of all, I have friends, and living single. Obviously, right off the bat.
You know, this is going to be a controversial answer.
What?
But the Cosbys. Here's why.
I mean,
that bougie black family in the townhouse. Oh, I know them niggas.
I know them.
Yeah. I try to act all mad, regular, degler till you go to the house. You like,
Right.
fuck.
what is this even called?
I don't even own plastic in here. What?
Yeah. Oh,
Right?
that's how you know a black family got money. Ain't no hidden things for when guests come. Like, just use it.
Just get a glass.
Yeah. No, I'm just thinking of other stuff. I'm looking at it.
Yo, I watched an old episode, like, you know, like how Law and Order's always shown on TV? Mm-hmm. So they showed like an old Law and Order from like the mid-90s when that shit first hit. Right. And I was like, yo, this was New York for real. I remember this as a kid. Yo, New York was grimy. I was like, yo, this
Which
was
one
New
were you
York
watching?
for real.
Because this got SVU.
It was the original one.
Oh, okay, right.
They had like them box, you know, what was the name of them cop cars that looked like a box? The
Patrol.
shit was mad boxy.
Yeah.
They had one of them shits. Like, they were in a part of Manhattan now that looked mad glitzy, but I remember it being dirty as fuck. I was like, oh, yo, this is real.
Yeah.
Grimy New York.
I mean, yeah.
When Times Square is where you got your shit taken.
Yeah, facts.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yo, I have to say the time.
Pickpockets that used to happen on there?
Son. Yo, I was just thinking about when we went to hang out. Remember that one time? Yo, somebody patted my pockets in public while we were passing, bro.
Really?
Hey, remember that documentary we were talking about that guy who talks about he steals from people all the time?
Yeah.
I think it might have been him, son. He patted my pockets and passing. I made a belly. Yo, what the hell? And everybody's like, I just calm down. What do you mean calm down?
Right.
I remember pickpockets used to be a huge issue growing up. Mm-hmm. I remember this dude got caught one time, and I was a little kid, so I didn't even process the moment. Because I'm looking at him, and he had like one of them big ass shopping bags from Bobby's, and he was blocking the people's view, but his hand was going into the lady's purse. And then the minute she realized, he got up and ran off. And that was the moment I knew, it was just like, oh, y'all pickpocket because y'all don't want smoke. So the minute everyone realized that, that's I think it's a pickpocket to stop. Because everyone just like, you can just beat their ass. They don't want it.
Right. They don't want the white guy from Home Alone had tape like wrapped around his hand.
That's real too.
That's
real too.
Wow, that's wild.
Now, that's New York was a grimy ass place back in the day, boy.
Y'all gotta watch this show on HBO called The Deuce. It's just like that.
Oh,
like,
it's not about like was it the 80s or 70s with the pimps, right?
Yeah.
What?
Crazy.
The dude from The Roots is on there.
Malcolm in the Middle. Malcolm in the Middle for an older time.
Oh, I didn't know that was based in New York.
Was that in New York? I thought that's the Midwest.
No.
With Eddie Griffin, right?
Yeah.
Wait.
Malcolm in
the Middle is with Frank and Munoz.
I'm getting my black
or
people
Munoz. And Malcolm and Eddie is in Kansas City.
That's
in Kansas City.
Okay, there you go.
Come on, son. I watched UPN Religion.
All right, so then everybody hates Chris. Boom, everybody hates Chris.
Yeah.
And only a time. There you
go.
Yeah.
Oh, my man got two jobs.
What? Talk about penny pinching. That show.
Son.
She talked about paying bills late purposely.
Sorry.
Cheapest.
I hope I never deal with somebody that cheap. Because, like, remember when like they poured milk? It's just like, this is about 65 cents worth of milk.
How do you know?
On some, I eat my bowl of cereal. I got milk left. You're gonna use it. You pour your cereal in. You like, wait a minute.
That is nasty.
Wait a minute.
We ain't doing this. I'll eat this shit dry.
Right.
We ain't doing this.
You sharing milk?
Use my milk cereal leftover. Yo.
What you doing?
I don't even like your cereal.
Right. Like we ain't even eating the same type of cereal.
By the time you get that, that's just straight chunks, which
That's
is just
disgusting.
it's gross.
That's disgusting.
Blah, blah.
You don't have any. Oh, it's no more milk. Put some water on it.
Oh my god, yo.
Nah, we good.
You know what? I'm not even hungry anymore.
Right?
Oh my god, nah. Yeah, everybody hates Chris. That's a good one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you give yours, Mike?
Huh?
You gave yours?
Yeah. I started.
Did you give yours?
I agree with one that y'all said.
Friends and living single?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would
Like-
say living single.
It's more grounded. Everybody hates Chris and living single. I think it's more grounded than actually what happens in New York. Friends are like, everything is fine because
you lying. Like like on the shows that we mentioned, like everybody hates Chris and it's black people, and we already know the struggle because we already go through the struggle.
Yeah.
Y'all over here trying to cover shit up and make it look cute and pretty and pretty. Nah, listen, no. We go through things.
Failed job interviews hit us harder, bro. It hit us. When we don't get that call back, it hits us hard. Y'all want to start working for Domino's? It's about to be a wrap, bro. Yo. Why ain't they call back though?
Whole week go by. It's a wrap. You're not getting that call. You're not.
Oh man, job interviews
speaking
are
of which,
trash.
it's Randall, right? So I had a conversation with my shout out to my sister and her little girl group. My little sister's birthday had passed, and we went to go-kart in RPM, Jersey. Dope, try it out. 45 miles if you're licensed. If you're non-licensed, 35, 25 if you're a kid. Really dope, really great thing. And we were talking about code switching in the car. 20-year-olds, I'm like the oldest one, 32. And they're talking about code switching. And one of our friends was like, yeah, because you got to put on your professional white voice. And my sister goes, having a professional voice isn't having a white voice, and that shit hit me. And I was like, you know what? You're actually right. Having a professional voice, speaking in a professional manner, doesn't mean you have to code switch to a white voice. We do it because it survives. We do it because it survives.
I switched to a Caucasian voice.
I do as well.
How are you doing?
When Domino's call you,
I used to prank phone call my sister.
Yeah.
Like, hi, this is DirecTV. I'm calling about your bill.
Yo, you sound like
I used to work for Time Warner Cable.
Text, Danny, text me from now on. Do not disturb on you. No, but seriously, like whenever Domino's was calling, you're like, "Hello, this is Mike from Domino's. How can I speak to Ocean, please?" Well, yes, this is Ocean. How can I help you today? You know, easily close with damn well that's not how you speak, but it's not a professional voice.
Yeah.
I just wanted to throw that out there.
So, like, one of my coworkers to me the other day was just like, because she has a very strong accent. Apparently, it's part of her. I thought it was just a Southern accent. No, everyone else knew exactly where she was the minute she spoke. And I was just like, oh, y'all could tell the difference? Shit, I guess that's the New Yorker in me. I just thought, down the South from the South, generally speaking. Like,
wait, you're not from New Jersey? Nah, you're from the South.
I think it's weird. Like, when you go down south, they say we have an accent.
Well, that's true, though. We do.
You know, hold on.
We just don't know it.
Because I was having this conversation last night. And you know what I realized, right? So every country has what they like to call, I'm using air quotes, the standard variation of how they're supposed to speak, right? So you're like, how do you know what standard American English is supposed to sound like? Newscasters. Newscasters are supposed to sound accentless, right? So if you're a newscaster and you have an accent, what they actually teach you to speak like you're from Ohio, basically. So, like, that part of America is where standard American is spoken. Everybody on the coast, everybody on the coast has an accent as far as the middle is concerned. Though the middle, if somebody says Minnesota, I don't know exactly where the fuck you from. Nowhere like that. What the fuck?
What's the pitch for? Like, what?
Yeah, that's people supposed to talk like, or even like on Family Guy, Peter Griffin.
Yeah,
that's a real Rhode Island accent. Like people actually sound like that. I saw a dude. There's a viral clip of a Rhode Island lawmaker speaking, and he sounds. I was blown away. I was like, I thought this was like a fucking joke.
Yes.
Oh shit.
That's crazy.
Nah, but listen, everybody. My coworker was like, "You don't have an accent." I'm just like, because we've only ever spoken at work.
Right?
I had to go with that corporate laugh.
Yo, my corporate laugh don't sound like that.
Do it again.
Yeah. They gotta force it. It's just like, good there, good job, John.
Yo, you're making me reassess my corporate laugh.
Right?
I'm going back to the drawing board. Oh shit, I'm going to the drawing board with this right there.
Gotta learn how to blend in with these folks.
It's so fake. Like
It is.
it's
It
so
is.
fake.
It is. But every now and then, like your real self come out. I learned that the hard way. You know, listen, you can't coach weights forever. Like at some point, how you actually talk's gonna come out, and it's usually gonna be at a moment where you don't want it to.
Right.
Like somebody say something crazy to you, and you're in the meeting like, I'm sorry, what you just said? Like, what the fuck you just said?
Oh, baby, that laugh.
Right.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Right.
I'm really sorry for you. I didn't know the coffee maker did that.
I straight up hit my actual laugh in the boardroom once because somebody did something that I was dead. Like everyone was like offended. I was just like, ah! They're like, you okay? I'm like, yeah, I'm good. It was a cough.
It's terrible. It's going around.
Right.
Oh man, let's get back into this docket though. That was a quick aside. The video came out recently of Serena Williams out here giving mofos that work.
The GOAT.
Was it Dude Perfect?
Dude Perfect, yep.
Shout out to Dude Perfect for having the balls to challenge her. I wouldn't. And then they did it. They played her 2-on-1, and she was still giving them smoke.
2-on-1?
They even had 3 people
Busting
on the court.
Because her serves are 100. Like, yo, watch her serve and then watch them not react because they didn't even know it was coming.
Right.
Facts. She's out here serving like baseball pitchers. Like, she
nah.
out here
Yes.
faster.
Yeah, and like I said, when that homie got hit in the leg, I was done because he was done.
He got hit in the ass too.
Yo,
He turned around and she popped him right in the butt.
son, real talk. Like he was like, oh, man. He was laughing about it. I know he wanted to cry.
Right.
I know he wanted to cry when he got hit in the butt. When he got hit in the leg, but he couldn't because he didn't want to cry in front of Serena Williams.
Right.
Because even if she is the greatest of all time, she's still a woman. You know that ego? Nah, I'm good, son.
That
Son,
ego
she
wouldn't
hit a
let
moving
him.
Target, son. She hit a suspended balloon sniper shot, son. She even hit a big tennis ball into like a big basket.
Yes.
Backwards.
It's a basketball hoop.
Backwards.
Son.
Yeah, she's lit.
To the 12%
She
that
is
think they can
freaking
score
lit.
a point against Serena.
Look, y'all had me
Wow.
at 2 or 3 people when y'all said when she was doing that. That's already enough.
Yo,
Like,
right.
and now y'all naming more things on top of that.
Yo.
I know if they ever put me, yo, Mayhem, we want you to go against me. No.
No.
Let me
You
train
ain't
for
gonna embarrass
20
me
years
like
first.
that.
Let me train when she's in the stretcher. Shut up.
Listen,
No.
there's moments when I think as men, our ego gets us, okay? Right? But you have to be aware that you can do that so you don't get yourself embarrassed. Remember a few years ago when this radio jockey who don't work out thought he could beat Ronda Rousey? Mm-hmm. And she just she didn't do anything crazy. She was in her interview clothes. And she was just like, all right, take me down. And homie tried, you know what she did? Straight suplex. 1, 2, bow. Shattered his collarbone.
What?
And he's like, ah. She's like, oh, you okay? Oh, I'm so sorry. Like, fam.
Wow.
You thought, what? Why?
Wow.
Like, just because
Look,
she
just
lost,
stay in your
doesn't
lane.
mean she doesn't-
That shit is second nature to her. Like,
Right.
Son, she's about that life. Like, come on, son.
Son, you guys gotta learn. But that video is funny. It just kind of really illustrates like her level of skill, number one, and also how hard tennis is. Because sometimes looking at it, it doesn't look that hard.
Right.
But then you see like someone playing it professionally, you're like, oh.
now I've seen the quote before. That
okay.
shit is hard. You got to run from this end to that end to make
You
sure the
have to be
person.
fit.
Yeah.
You
have
have
to
know
be
where to hit the
physically
ball
fit.
and aim it. You got to be able to hit and misdirect.
That's
And
like-
direct it as well.
Right.
Oh yeah,
Far
that's
away.
Oh
I sound
shit.
so far away. My fault. You got to know.
No, you sound far away.
Still.
It
Yeah,
sounds like it's
I don't
not
know.
on.
Yeah, is it on? All right. Well, while you fix that, I heard another story the other day. You know the rapper Common?
Yeah.
Like he said, he always thought he was nice in basketball until one day reality hit him. You know what that reality was?
Who was the reality? Who?
He played Dwayne Wade. He said, "I thought I was good at basketball until you play a professional." And he like, "Oh, this is a whole different game."
Of course. Dwayne Wade, come on.
Because he said, like, it's not that they're bigger than you; it's that they're bigger than you. And they're faster than you. Right. So it's like the double whammy of I can't reach you, I can't slow you down, and I can't catch your shit.
And if you think Dwayne Wade is average, just imagine who he goes against that's above average. I'm just saying.
Yeah. Dwayne Wade's not even in the prime of his career anymore. Like he's like a bench player at this point, but in his prime, no, I'm not doing this. Like,
you know what's crazy?
I work tomorrow. Fuck out of here.
I just want to go back to Serena Williams. What I was going to say. Serena Williams give me basketball vibes. You know when you score a dunk and you score a dunk on somebody, you go, Right. She did that in the video, bro. Once I saw it, now you got it. I'm putting my racket down. You got it. I'm bowing out gracefully.
Yo, can I interject something that has nothing to do with this?
Yeah.
I saw one of the greatest pop shit moments ever this week. It was inspiring. Mm-hmm. There's this dude in soccer. His name is Zlatan. And Zlatan, his whole career, is known for one thing: talking crazy shit, right? He nicknamed himself the Lion, right? So they were doing an interview with him, and they said, "Do you still think that you're the best player in MLS? That's the best soccer league in America. It's called MLS." And he said, "Yes." And then they said, "What about Carlos Vela, this guy that plays in LA? He's having an MVP season. He's probably going to win MVP." You know what Zlatan said? Zlatan said, "How old is Carlos? He's 29. Where is he playing? MLS. When I was 29, where was I playing? In Europe. Which is the better league? Europe." Doesn't that answer your question?
That's a mic drop. A bomb sound like, whoa.
He wasn't done. He did that before the game where he played Carlos's team. So Carlos responded like, "I know I'm the best." He's in denial, basically, right? Zlatan put 3 points on the opposing team. One of them came while he was double teamed. Wow. Like, right? And then after the game, the coach of the opposing team, Carlos's team, came to say something for him. And on the mic, by the way, he's not a native English speaker. On the mic, you could clearly hear him say to the coach, "Get away from me, little bitch."
No freaking way.
He shitted on the league he plays on, his rival, his opponent team, and his coach.
Wow.
I was like, son, that's the gangster shit.
Gotta fight after the game. Right.
Hit him with the Kendrick.
Right?
Little bitch. Sit down. Little mint. Be humble.
Yo, son. That's just thug life, son. You can't. Wow. Yeah, I agree with you, Juice. We have to run them on.
Yeah. You gotta run one after that.
Yeah. Turn off the cameras now.
Oh, man. So, now we're going to get to some celebrity news. Before we get into what's written on this page, shout out to Nicole Murphy out here living her best life.
Living her best life.
Spit and whatnot.
That was just a friendly hello.
Right.
We were in Europe, right?
Yo, first of all, if I'm famous and I see TMZ cameras,
I'm out.
I could be in my own house. I'm ducking. Y'all not gonna catch me doing it.
TMZ always finds the scoops. They hit the angles.
You get it from TMZ.
Yes, facts.
Son, so if you didn't know, Nicole Murphy got caught by TMZ making out with Antoine Fuqua, the famous director. The images speak for themselves. The kissing, the after, the second kiss, they speak for themselves. The issue with her kissing him was that he's still married and has been for 20 years with 2 kids. When questioned about this, Nicole Murphy released a statement that I'm trying to find where she basically was just like, "Oh, that's just a family friend. We're just saying hello." I was just like, excuse me?
I want to bring up something that Danny D brought up. He was in his towel. Yes. You say hello in your towel? Listen. You don't even let the man get dressed?
We just finished the session. We getting dressed to go out to do whatever we doing. And yeah, got caught kissing him and whatnot.
I can't front. Like after the session, you do want to be naked for a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Like,
he just got out the shower. She had already showered before him.
You right. I'm
just,
friendly hello.
Right.
Friendly hello.
Yeah, so I found her exact statement. Here we go. Antoine and I are just family friends. I ran into him in Italy and we exchanged a friendly hello, and that was it.
What? So,
First of all,
how many friends that are she giving this friendly hello to?
only family friends.
Okay, but how many family friends are you friendly helloing?
I don't know. Maybe I want to be a friend.
Right.
I don't
Listen.
like, let's say they do kiss when they meet. In a towel, though?
Right.
Come on, fam.
Italy,
Come
with
on.
nobody around.
Fam.
Come on,
fam. You must think come on, fam. Like,
Right.
You know what's crazy though? If you a cheater right now, you know Italy's not your.
Don't go to Italy.
Italy's not your spot anymore.
DMV is there. They're gonna see you. They're gonna get.
Yo, meet me in Australia, son.
so I don't know what happened to Nicole between the time she was in Italy to the time she landed back in America, but she's issued a secondary statement. She says, without going into the entire situation, I want to apologize to my family and to Layla and the Fuqua family for what transpired. It was not my intention to be in this situation. I do not condone women kissing and interacting in any way inappropriately with a married man.
Yeah. Stop lying. She only saying that because she got caught.
Do not condone. You talk about yourself.
Probably. Shut up.
Talk about yourself.
Get out of here.
She said, I don't condone.
She should have been like, condone?
You.
I'd have been petty. I don't condone kissing married men in towels.
Oh, my God. Yeah, and then Lisa Ray said she did. Nicole Murphy did that to her.
Oh.
She said, I don't know if she's a homewrecker or not. I can't say that, but I know what she's doing in people's homes is wrecking it.
People's. What's saying?
Right.
People's.
Right.
Yikes.
You okay, man?
Yo. I'm dead. I love the petty. I love the petty.
Super petty.
Listen, she a fly grandma, okay? Like, just be like, don't leave your man around her.
Don't leave your man around.
Man, you playing for real?
Ask Nicole Murphy. Terrible.
Speaking of cheating, Tiny back in the news.
Highbridge, where you at, son? Highbridge, holla at me. There ain't no ties. What she said, Tiny said she believes that all the women I got at her for staying with T.I. after the infidelity are probably living their worst life, son. Wow, son. Long and strong. That's all you got, son?
Right.
Son, I know Highbridge would say some shit right now. I'm gonna let him rock. But come on, son. Yo, I don't know what T.I. is doing to Tiny right now, but she whipped, right? And she crazy, son.
She just had a kid from him, remember?
I know.
She just had another baby.
Yeah. What's the name of the kid again?
I can't remember, but it's like, what, a year maybe? The kid is about a year old.
She just was pregnant. She was just pregnant, but...
that doesn't condone cheating. No, I mean, granted,
I think her oldest is like 22, right?
Yeah. The oldest is 20. Yeah,
I mean, T.I. cheated with Bernice Burgos, right?
Allegedly.
She bad.
Allegedly.
She bad. Listen, I said before the show, if they offered her bathwater in gallon size.
I'm done.
Anyways, as a fly ass grandma, I ain't introduce you to nobody, grandma. So,
fly ass altered grandma.
Obviously,
and this is
it's real enough if T.I. kept coming back.
Tiny's hello, Tiny is altered as well, and he's still shooting the club up and making babies. So yeah,
we all make mistakes. I don't know.
Oh my God! I don't think. Damn,
you forgot how Tiny fell. You know what I'm saying?
On that one.
It's the truth, yo. We'll talk. If you a 50-stroke dude, when you pull out 48, son, not 50.
At 50, he's pulling. There's no pulling out. He's shooting it up. And he's doing 50, 51,
yeah,
52,
if I was T.I., I'm not pulling out. I could pay for it.
What?
I could afford it, right? Like,
pull out for what?
Yo, you was a wild boy. That nigga said I could afford it.
Like, to the end.
Stop listening to 50, yo. This is what happened when you listen to 50.
I can afford it. 24 cars and cars.
I'm baby Bobby, baby. Billionaire.
You know what? I feel so with that statement that she made, though. I said this before the show. That people are judging her for staying with him because they're probably living their worst life. And I feel like that statement is probably this made from her coming from the wife's point of view.
Yeah.
And just because you are married to someone does not mean that you have to, that whole for better or worse, to sickness and hell, death do you part. Listen, Linda, because if that nigga gave you AIDS or something, like, to death do you part? No, listen, no, you probably just get a little infection because he out here dipping in other females and whatnot, but still, no. I'm not gonna just deal with your BS just because I'm married to you or you were my husband or we got 1,000 kids together. I don't have to deal with that. But that's just my perspective, and I don't tolerate certain
Let me
things,
ask you a question. So you know that they've had threesomes in the past.
See? And she did, so that means you brought this upon yourself with everybody else being involved with him sexually. You brought this.
No, I think, here's what I think. In all seriousness, because, I'd make a joke about Bernie's being bad. It should be amended, right? I've been in relationships before, or even talking to women before, who's like, the cheat day. If I were to cheat with somebody, who would it be? Would it be like Jadena? Would it be The Rock, Dwayne Johnson? And whatever I said at the time, I don't really care for nobody like that. The point is, whether or not that person cheats, if they cheated, it's whether or not you accept it, because then you're conditioning them to cheat.
Exactly.
Had she left him, right, fully left him, not dealt with him, he'd know not to do it again.
Right.
If she ever decided to take him back. And that's the thing, you can't keep taking guys back, and women too, you know what I'm saying, for the women that do cheat, vice versa. So, although I agree with you that speaking from the wife's perspective, a lot of people get that misconstrued that you're supposed to take the bullshit that some men and women do.
No,
most men and women
not
do.
at all.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
it's all conditioning.
Right.
If somebody talks to you crazy, you gonna approach them about it, right?
Right.
Why does that stop in marriage?
Exactly.
When you're representing me wrong, why does that stop in marriage?
And I feel like with marriages, and I was just speaking to somebody about this, the whole marriage thing. I feel like marriage is a business, and it's a business that some people should just not be in,
right,
because it's a lot to deal with. It's not just you and him. It's you. Now you have children. Now you got houses. Now you got this. Now you got this. Now you have legal things and other extra people getting involved in this marriage that don't actually know what is going on, day to day in your marriage. Yeah. You're involving extra people now because you decided to get married. You don't need marriage to express your love for someone. That's how I feel. I don't need to get married, or I don't need to sign court papers and whatever else that goes on just to say, listen, baby, I love you till death do us part. I love you with all of me, blah, blah, blah. I don't need all of that. Actually, it's a headache. Like,
yeah, it's like $50
you
gotta
to get pay to get out of it.
And then divorce is like $700, $800.
I gotta take
prenup, everything.
Right, half your shit.
Oh yeah, that's
even if I feel like sometimes with some people, like, it's just greed. Like, if you know that, I married this man, he got this, he got that, he got this, he got that. At the end of the day, God forbid things don't work out, I am going to rape you, bruh. Mm-hmm. No lube.
Jesus.
Like, that's not how I am, but that's how some women are.
I get
they
that.
see a gold mine and they like, I'm gonna marry him. Or I'm gonna get him to marry me. Like, that's how a lot of people end up getting divorces too, because you're forcing this man to marry you. Yeah. You're forcing him to marry you. He don't want to marry you, but you like, listen, if you don't marry me, and then y'all forced into this marriage, and then shit just don't work.
I'm always confused with certain marriages, not because they are married. It's just more of just like, you knew he cheated before the fame.
He was cheating on you before you actually decided to walk down the aisle.
Yeah.
Like,
so my question always in that situation is like, if you allowed this to move forward, aren't you okay with this?
Right.
Because if you're not okay with this, how do we get here? Like, that's like, because it's like a basketball wife, for example. When they like, there's a bunch of them on this reality show. So when they're complaining about infidelity, I'm just like,
he's a basketball
married
player.
or basketball. I'm not saying, by the way, I want to make this very clear. I'm not saying just because it's a basketball player, it's okay to cheat on your wife, but the possibility that he will is a little exponentially higher than the average.
99.9%.
All right, come on, son.
The guy is in different states every night.
Right. You
They'll see you for months on end. Right. There's women waiting on him after. He doesn't have to do nothing. He just has to show up to work.
I remember one TV show. I forgot what it was, but the dude, he was a basketball player. He walked in the bathroom and the girl was waiting in there for him.
Yeah.
He was like, nah. Like crazy. Like, and they do that. They'll do shit like that.
So it's like, when you talk about infidelity, I'm just kind of like, wasn't did you not understand that this was going to be part of your marriage? Again, I'm not saying it's okay, but it's more for like, this was in the secret. This wasn't something that sprang on you. This was like from day one. This was very clear that it's going to happen. Like, What did you expect to change? Like the marriage, all of a sudden you'll wake up?
And that still goes back to the threesome that was mentioned. Like, if you are freely allowing other people to be incorporated into your relationship, into your marriage, like, okay, you got your period? Okay, cool. Don't worry about it. Homegirl over here, she good. She not being like, no, it's okay as long as you let me watch. But that I'm just saying that's you. This is you put yourself in that situation by allowing other people to be involved in your relationship just because you can't satisfy him alone.
It happened with Amon, Shumford, and Tiana Taylor.
Oh, I didn't even know about that.
Yeah, I'm not trying to make some shit up, but I remember that. I remember the thought. I was like, wait, Tiana be touching girls? Hold on a second. Let me take a moment.
Tiana is that bitch, though.
She's fine as fuck.
She really is, though.
She is.
She really is, though.
I'm not condoning cheating. But anyway, I'm just saying, like, if you marry somebody and you guys are into like different things, you're into orgies, whatever, there has to be rules, and it has to be set firm, and it has to be reinforced. And you know, if you violate the rules, then you got to pay the consequence. Don't do the crime, you can't do the time. You know what I'm saying?
Here's my theory. I think if the woman and the man agrees on a threesome, the man should have no contact with her. It should be the woman thing, and then that would help the cheating. You see what I'm saying? Because now he doesn't know her from a hole in the wall. He can't contact her. It's between you and her, so it would work better.
What if the wife leave the man for the woman?
That's not a thing. That's not a thing.
It doesn't always work that way. Behind your back, behind her back, the other female that's involved with that threesome can get his number. However, we contact each other, but it's possible. And now we fucking on the side, but you don't know about it.
Another thing too is I personally dated women who wanted to see me have sex with other women.
Right.
That's a thing. You know what I'm saying?
I see what you're saying.
How do you set up boundaries in that sort of situation?
Well, to be fair, all of them got jealous and it was like, nah, it's not happening. I'm like, yo, you brought it up. Like, what happened? I didn't push the issue.
Why
I was
you
just like,
mention this thing? Like,
right? I thought it was a test too.
Yeah, it was a joke. Anywho.
Those don't
And it was the corporate
turn out well. That's like a guy saying, oh, well, first of all, if a guy says it, more than likely he knows he doesn't satisfy you. But a guy saying, listen, I'll sit on the side and watch another man fuck you.
Whoa.
That's weird.
Yeah.
That's porn.
That's so weird.
That is porn, so knock it off. Knock it
She
off.
right.
No.
She right. You're sitting in the
Yes.
house. You're jerking your dick. You're not saying you per se, but people in general. You're watching porn. You're watching a man fuck a woman, whether you know them, have contact.
So
with
you're
them or
saying
not.
like that? The appeal of that is that it's live porn as opposed to digital.
Right. That's basically.
Some people are into that.
And exactly. People are into
the thing that
voyeur
stopped. The
thing.
reason why you guys are opposed to it, and I'm opposed to it as well,
Because
is
it sounds gay.
no.
it is.
It's because not for me. I'm gonna say for me, that's my woman. That, you know what I'm saying? I'm not comfortable with that altogether. I would never be interested. I'm a selfish lover. That's just me.
Nah, you know why? You know I'm opposed to that. I'm opposed to that because I'm like, can't make eye contact in that room. Like, what's that conversation like?
Weird.
Do we make eye contact in pornos?
Right.
No,
Right.
but it's imaginary. You gotta understand. Like when you looking at the man, you think that's
listen,
you.
listen.
No, you're looking at the man thinking that's
But
you.
that nut on her face is real.
The nut on her face is my nut. That's what I'm thinking when I
No, but that though, okay.
Oh my
See,
God.
That's mine.
I got you, though.
That's
That's valid.
me.
No, that's valid.
Right. I understand
That
what you're saying.
setup
but
weirds
still,
me
it's not-
out because it's like,
not
okay,
gay.
if you can't satisfy your wife and you're okay with somebody else having sex with her, hey, I'm not going to kink shame you.
Right.
But if you're intentionally
I
going
will.
out for someone to pipe down your wife,
That is
just
like-
on the strength, damn, nigga.
Right, so
Like, that's weird.
real
That
quick,
weirds me out.
that they have sex parties. around
Yes.
New York. They have
Yes,
sex
they do.
parties.
Yes.
I actually used to throw them, but that's neither here nor there.
Right.
They have sex parties where you're allowed to go in and
Yes.
you can sit and watch people have sex, or you can participate. This couple is there and they paid, and this guy say, "Listen, you know what? She won a threesome. Go ahead, you can fuck her." You're not watching, like, you're not eye contact.
Listen,
Right, yeah, it's just-
listen, I'm not kink shaming somebody, but some of y'all are just out there. Listen, I'm all for swingers. You know, listen, I participated in threesome. Me and my boy took down this girl way back when. Like I said, I'm a selfish lover. I tried it. It was okay. I never did it again. I respect sex parties. I've been to a few as well.
Yeah.
I get it. It's cool. It's just when it's personal sometimes, for me, I don't like sharing.
I was
Right.
in a,
Well, that's, yeah.
I was
We can go to the party together.
Right.
You ain't touching nobody, though.
Right.
I was in a
So
club
what if a girl
once.
want to eat my pussy?
First of
You
all,
can do that. That's
No,
okay.
first of all,
Go ahead,
first
say
of all,
it.
first of all,
that's all right.
First of all, she needs to understand that if I say she ain't touching nobody, I'm not touching nobody. Nobody can touch her either. It's versatile.
So that means no girl, no guy.
Hold on.
We'd have to have a conversation
I
about
have to
this.
be, I'll be honest. The total misogyny in me. Hell yeah, she could do all that.
See?
I'm here for that shit.
She looking like Bernice Burgos. I mean, why are we still talking about this? We need-
Who is that?
Oh, this is Tokyo. She used to dance back in the day. now she's a bartender.
Like, if your girl bad and like some bad chick is pushing up on her, it's like, you heard what she said? Like, she talking to me?
I've been in those positions, son. For the dudes that are like me, stick to your guns, because if you let one slip, you never know when you stop.
I'm very picky with females.
I was in a club once, and this couple was trying to pick up my homegirl and her boyfriend. And it was so... I've never seen it before up close.
Right.
But they started having conversation, and then at some point I'm like, oh, they running tag team game. Holy shit. That's
So
a
you and your
tag.
girl
Yo, look at this
me and
fucking
my
shit.
girl is- right.
What gave you the, like, what did the guy pull the other guy to the side and the girl?
Nah,
Usually
so-
there are girls that initiate things like
Yeah.
that.
Oh, the
Speaking
girl
from a
would
female.
speak to
Yeah. His
Listen,
wife
so I'm here
pulled
with
him
my
out.
boyfriend, like,
Yeah.
Think about it. If you were to hear a proposal like that, would you rather from a woman
You're never
or from
gonna,
a man?
You're not going to want it from a guy.
And they were so smooth with it because they didn't make it sound dirty at all. Though, just like,
And
yo,
he'll
you know, we
come
got
over
this
and offer
pad.
her a drink.
Yeah, we
and-
got this pad out by the beach. Yo, we be having parties out there. You know, we're looking for new friends all the time. You can come through and hang out. I'm like,
Bet.
holy shit! My homegirl, I was like, are you gonna do it? She's like, no. And I'm like, bitch, you
She
better.
thought about it. She thought about it.
Stake your claim. And that's different. Like, you know, like you have a conversation, and if you guys open it and do it. Me personally, I'd have been like, shit, where's this pad located at? Pull that shit up on Google Maps. Oh, y'all got a front yard too?
No, but back to our original point, there should be clear boundaries set. And I know, like, people make fun of Monique for her open relationship, but she's living in honesty. She knows her man is screwing around, right? And she's just like, we're in an open relationship. Like, she's come to terms with that. Whether you think that's okay or not, the point is she knows it's happening, as opposed to women trying to be like, weather the storm or pray,
Yeah.
or like whatever
In denial
BS. Like, yo, this is happening. Like,
I want to make a brief comment on open relationships. I
Sure.
feel like people that are married, right? Mm-hmm. They get married and things don't work out. So now let's have an open relationship
I see
to
what you're
avoid divorce. To avoid me giving you half and you doing this and da-da-da-da. That's probably what's going on with T.I. and Tiny anyway. They probably got a little open relationship, but they still are fucking each other.
do open relationships work?
I mean,
Because I
we're
feel like
cheating on each
jealousy.
other.
I feel like jealousy comes so quick with that. Like, I know
think-
people who are like polygamists work. Like,
Yeah.
like I know that works, but like, do open relationships?
I believe it works for older people, for older couples, excuse me, for
Why?
older, more mature, because at that point they've been through so much, they've experienced so much, they're comfortable with themselves, and they're able to be like, I don't want to deal with being in a relationship where it's just me and you don't want to deal with that too. All right, cool. So now that we're in an open relationship, I can tell you about this girl I'm about to smash in the next 2 days, how she looks like, you know, whether or not we did checks, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, it's easier for me to come out, whereas when you're younger,
Yeah.
your ego is so much more delicate when we're younger. In all seriousness. And if not men, for sure women. for sure women. Oh, word? You out here with Sandra? Yo, I just picked her up, and you ain't tell me about it? Yo, I'm outside your door.
Yeah.
I thought you went Coney Island.
A female will definitely be more in her feelings about you. Don't get too comfortable telling me, because then I'm gonna come and I'm gonna violate, and I'm gonna tell you how I was sucking his dick. So you're not gonna like that. So don't violate me.
Come on.
So it has to be a fling more than anything if it's open relationship. The other person outside of your relationship.
It depends. It depends on the maturity. You can be in an open relationship. You can be, but you have to define the terms.
I've never been in one, so I don't know.
No. You and I'm gonna look this up because you're not gonna people. You can be. It just has to be defined when you in the beginning. When you bring it up, like this is what I want. This is what I'm used to. What are you comfortable with?
That's valid because you had that question. But does that question happen again? Because I feel like if you're in an open relationship,
somebody's gonna be in their feelings about
at
something.
Some point,
that is
right?
a fact.
So you is that gonna happen again, or is it just like an awkward we're just gonna keep
from
trying to brush it off?
Yeah. To be fair, from the people that I know that are in open relationships, I don't know too much because it's taboo kind of deal. But from what I understand is, it's kind of like you can have your fun, but remember I'm the main, and then you make time for me, and all this other stuff, so that I don't feel like I'm not a fling.
So it has to be a fling.
It's still a relationship. It's just open. Think about it.
No, we're not bringing but then that goes back to your rules and regulations.
Oh, you talking about the other? Yes. Well, then and then you kind of got to tell the other person,
right?
And to be honest with you, as a man, a lot of women are okay with that.
That sounds like a setup to failure.
I agree.
That really sounds like a setup to failure.
I didn't say it wasn't. I'm just letting you know.
Like, if people are going to be like, polygamous, then just be polygamous. Like, because that sounds like, especially if you're older in that relationship, do you really want to be putting all that work just run around for randos? You might just want to get another person that you see on the side that's not as serious as your main. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Right.
And then, but that's problematic because then you have another whole ass relationship.
Exactly. I was about to say that because eventually feelings get involved, and then that like. Me and you are involved with each other. We're talking. I still got this little relationship over here, but I'm talking to this person. Eventually, after time is going to go by. We're going to start fucking raw. That is a whole nother level of feelings and emotions and shit. Like
that's a decision.
Another crazy. The woman goes to another crazy.
No, listen. And guys get crazy too.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. You get guys that be like, listen, you get crazy guys. That's all I'm gonna say. Listen. So not just females. Like I don't like to make it seem like only females.
No, absolutely.
Men have feelings too. Men get crazy too. Men pop up at your crib and all kinds of shit too.
At work.
Listen, look, it sounds like you're speaking from experience. Llisten.
No.
Remember the first time we met Highbridge? Motherfucker came in to press us. I felt that energy. I was like, hey, what up?
I just went to a young lady's house and I saw the wrong picture up, so that's all it was.
And you was ready to
right. It was like, yo, who's this?
Right.
And that was that.
What was that hand? You slapped it down?
Yeah, I slapped the picture down. Yeah.
And what happened after that?
She was cool.
Mad regular about it.
I got you, Juice. She did that purposely. The sex must have been amazing that night. Women are definitely a lot better at cheating than we are. And when they do shit purposely. Because, let her say, one of the worst quotes I ever hate must have been your other bitch. Son. They do that purposely. So, she left that photo feed for a reason.
Yeah, she did.
She left that for a reason. It's all right, bro. We all get caught out there. Hybrid talked about it too. So he wants to win, but he loses while winning.
I remember that conversation. It sounded like a win to me, but whatever.
I got you, Hybrid. I know what you feel.
Oh my God. Speaking of women, we got to shout out an entrepreneur by the name of Sarah Morantz, who invented the bonnet.
No,
this week.
No, it's called the nightcap.
You're right. It's not called a bonnet. It's called a nightcap, according to Sarah.
Yeah.
Sarah.
She did her research. Didn't see the item on the market, so she had to create one for herself because she was having issues maintaining her hairstyle while sleeping. Like, That is a brand new dilemma. I have never heard of that.
Right. All of these black people. Yo, first of all, do you see the size of the bonnets that be walking the streets nowadays?
Yo.
Like, it's not regular little small. They got these giant garbage bags. Where they
Do they at least have dreads though? Like those?
No.
No.
Wow.
I know a girl that has a low Caesar under one of the trash bag sides. Bitch, wait a minute. Why do you?
This
have
is why
that
Twitter gonna
like
come
that?
for us. Natural hair Twitter will be upset.
Listen, they know.
You defending them.
I'm speaking from a female's perspective, and I've seen girls with not
What?
a
Is that-
drop of hair, okay, walking around with these big giant bonnets.
Is that like a style thing?
I don't know what's going on. I don't know. I don't know.
There's the big head bonnets. Sorry, that's the big head bonnets. The big head bonnets. Is that like having the shiniest or faster car for men?
I don't know.
Is that like a competition thing?
I don't know.
I feel like it is.
Because
Because if you don't have no hair, what are you wearing it for?
Yeah,
I don't
that's
follow
weird.
trends. I hate it.
It has to be a style thing. Because otherwise, that don't make sense at all. Like,
But back
that's
to
a
what
little
you were
bit.
saying, the long one that she had a Caesar?
Yo,
Come on now. Come on now.
serious.
False advertisement. Come on.
Yo, could you imagine being the
Imagine
dude
that shit,
unwrapping all that? Like, I'm about
like,
to
oh,
grab
yeah.
onto- What the fuck?
Wait. And then you get them out a little thing. Yo, why your hairline lined up so perfectly though? My hairline ain't even. You know what? I'm out of here.
Yo, doing some back shots, try to grab the bag. Pull it off.
Yo, pull this off.
Bitch, you got a Caesar under here. What is this?
I told you not to pull my bonnet off.
Yo.
Wax on,
All right,
wax
super random, real quick. But have you guys, I'm sure y'all have seen it. Girls pull a wig down like a cat.
Yeah.
Bitch, get your life together. You go in the corner and do that shit. Like, you really gonna
Listen.
adjust it? Really?
Sometimes they be hot. They tired, man.
No.
That
listen,
glue's
it's
losing its grip. That glue losing its grip.
Get it together or forget it forever. Right, come on now.
One of my pet peeves in life are just bad wigs. I feel like in a church setting, that's what you're surrounded by.
Oh yeah.
Just like, come on, Dolores. Like, what the fuck?
Sister Dolores is not going to be adjusting her wig in the church. That shit is going to be crooked. That's crooked, okay? She's not going to listen.
But at the
Dolores
same
don't care
time,
about your wig.
But at the same time, let's keep it real. Dolores got the hookup. Them wigs don't move for nothing. Dolores will be up there jumping with the pastor. Her wig still on tight with the hat on it. With the hat on it.
She's sweating underneath it.
That's sweat. Oh yeah, that's sweat though. But you know she got that authentic Chinese fan. You know what I'm saying?
I'm done. Fucking wig starts sweating and
Dolores,
drip
I'm
comes down the middle of her forehead.
She got super glue in that bitch.
Oh, God.
Yo.
Shout out to all the church ladies that wear a wig that matches their hat. I see you.
He said, I see you. I see you.
I see the swag. I peep it. There's a few churches there where I live. Every Sunday morning I'm outside. She's coming through. Wig match your hat, match your shoes. I see you.
Yo, when I go to church, I'm really going to be looking at these wigs.
Some of these wigs you really believe that's hers. You be like, wow. Yo, I've been lied to, son.
Yo, by the way, so since I'm surrounded by so many churches, right, you can always tell how each church culture is different, right?
Right.
So, like, the
Dress.
super religious church, everybody looking plain Jane. The church with the lit pastor, niggas hopping out the brand new Lincoln with the Gucci loafers. Like, I came to pray, but also look at the swag, nigga.
Yo, Dolores, what up?
Gonna be at the Sunday picnic, sister.
Oh, yes, I'm making my potato salad.
Oh, my God. Anyway, Sarah tried. She tried.
She tried.
Then Black Twitter came for that ass.
As they should have.
Right?
As they should have.
They showed all types of black satin caps and bonnets that you can buy from eBay, from any corner store, and the
Right.
pricing, because nightcap was like $100.
Sarah's?
Yeah.
Oh, nah.
She dragged it.
She gonna be
dragged
She
it.
dragged it.
No, she's caking off of that. She's gonna make her money.
Listen, you know why she's caking? Because the other people are buying it now.
Yeah.
We not buying that because we already had that.
Mm-hmm. I know, but she don't
We
care.
been had that, miss. You just play catch up. Come on, get it together. We had it.
We got to trademark that. We should have trademarked,
Right.
copyrighted that something. Man.
Listen, next you're gonna have Billy saying the velvet do-rag is his.
Oh, we got to get on that immediately.
Hold on.
Time out.
So
We got to get on that
Time out.
immediately.
Time out. I need to speak to all the white people that love black culture. We need to have a heart-to-heart right now, okay? There's nothing wrong with loving black culture, but we need to have a good talk here, right? Black hairstyles ain't for all y'all, okay? To all them suburban dudes that think they got waves, nigga, no, you don't.
You don't have locks.
Also-
you cannot have locks.
A lot of your locks,
too soft.
quote unquote, air quotes, look like trash. I'm saying it. I have locks. Yours is trash. I don't know what that dog hair is on. You know what that's from? Nah, son, this
I'm
is
just gonna cut
extreme.
that
They
part
don't.
out.
Nah, it do be
This is the
looking
same people that don't wash their legs. How you wash your hair?
Right.
You know what? Whatever.
Somebody said they didn't wash their legs. They put the shaving gel and they wash. That's not soap.
and they let it run down their leg. That's it.
The way he said that's not soap. That's not soap.
It's not though.
Obviously.
Every man that shaves know that ain't soap.
Niggas, listen, I just shaved my legs, and when I hit the razor, the water run down, trickle, let it go in the drain. That's it. One time for the one time.
One time for the one time.
That's how they feel. That's how they feel. They don't wash the bottom of their feet. They
Oh,
just
my
stand in
God.
the shower. They don't even use. How many times have you seen movies and white people stand in the shower and just rub themselves like
Without the wash rag.
No wash rag.
Oh, yeah.
They'll take the bare soap and just rub it on their skin. Like, bitch, if you don't get a rag, where is your wash rag?
You know what always gets me about white people in movies? There's always a scene where they're running late for breakfast and their mom has cooked like 1,000 items and just grab fruit and leave. I'm like, wait, so your mom made you a meal and you just walked out and that was okay?
Oh, yeah.
Bacon, eggs, and waffles lined up, pancakes on the table, and
Son, I could have been out the door and then that smell hit me. What you? I'm gonna be late to
I'm
first
gonna be late.
period. Not even late for the bus. Late to first period.
Not even. My mom's been like, oh, I didn't make this for this to go to waste. You better hold up. Let me put this in the bag. You're taking this with you.
Right. Listen, get you a Tupperware bowl. What the fuck? You just gonna walk.
Wait, what are the Tupperware bowls with like ragu sauce on the side of it that you can never get out?
Yo, you just show up to school with a plate with foil on it. Yo, teacher, I didn't microwave like a bar.
No, y'all forgot to mention the curry stains. The curry stains.
That's how you know your meal's about to be popping, bro.
Son, that's some true West Indian shit. Yeah, that's like your worst fear as a West Indian. It's like y'all getting ready to go to a place when you have to bring food and you dress fly, and they're like, "Yo, bring that dish." Oh no, because if this bitch spill, it's over for you. Your whole shit done.
Every West Indian have like a bunch of plastic bags in the broom cupboard underneath the sink or whatever.
Yeah.
That's when you pull those 2 or 3 bags and you make sure none of them have holes in it. You're wrapping that shit up. Unless it's in a pan, one of those big pans. You screwed, bro.
Right.
Absolutely. Also, when you I feel there's certain cuisines that you cannot eat at an enclosed space because that flavor just like the minute you pop that, bow! Everybody in here knows what you is.
Yeah, they smell it. Yeah, it's too strong.
Word.
Yo, that'd be the worst.
I smell jerk chicken.
When they inquire about what you got, yo,
Right.
that's your mom's jerk chicken? Yeah. Yo, this is the Lord's. Yo, why you trying to share with everybody, son? Back up. Son, this is real life shit, son.
Right, especially when that help is on the train. You be like, immediately just goes to it like, oh man.
God.
I don't know how people do it. You can eat, but not a whole meal like that.
No,
like they will crack that open. And
Yo, you know what I recently learned that blew my whole shit? So y'all know I watch Jesus and Mero, right?
Yeah.
Did y'all know that Dominicans bring spaghetti to the beach?
I just learned
That
something.
is beach cuisine.
Yo.
What?
Like when I say spaghetti, I don't mean like a little bit. I mean like the whole pot it's made in spaghetti to the beach to eat. Some of them bring cutlery. I said, first of all, that's a heavy ass beach meal. Like, can I get a hot dog, a hamburger, Maybe some
I
corn
thought
on the cob.
beach meal was like a sandwich. Or so,
Yeah, grab a little sandwich and some chips.
Listen, they do this beach shit different, boy.
Apparently.
We doing something wrong. Yo, next beach we going out, I'm bringing the legumes. Son. Not black rice. Ain't nobody getting in the water.
Right, everybody's so damn full.
I feel like everyone has the same etiquette. Because you know like how you sneak food into a theater? Some people sneak snacks. Other people sneak meals. Right. Like just pull out the whole
the serving tray.
Did you have them shits organized by appetizer, entree, and dessert? Like nigga, what is you doing?
Right, as soon as you when you get to when you first get in, you grab your popcorn or whatever. Instead of popcorn, they got that's the appetizer.
Yeah.
Middle of the movie, they bust out.
Yo, I felt like she about to say they bust out crab legs. My nigga, you have the nerve to eat crab legs? And then scream at the screen. Yo, get your ass out here.
Cracking crab legs. Crack.
You better run, girl.
You better not even flinch. Drop my damn butter sauce.
Oh my god! Now that sounds dangerous as fuck eating crab legs because that shit spray.
Like the movies been catching on though. Like y'all realize y'all could get stuff like that at the movies now. Like having like chicken meals and pizzas and all.
Shout out to my homegirl. She did the most gangster shit. She had food delivered while we were waiting for the movie to start. The nigga came into the theater to give her food. I was just like,
I'm out.
In a whole
I'm out. I don't know who this homegirl is. I fucks with you.
Word. She lit for that.
Oh no!
Wow.
I didn't even think about how the delivery man got in here, but he did. So shout out to him.
Nigga wanted his tip.
Nigga said deliver it to the wow.
No, that's different. Yeah.
She the type to be in church and have a hot dog delivered and have us Dolores looking at us all crazy and shit.
I think actually teachers have been complaining about that because I have a lot of friends that are teachers. And some of those schools where the kids got money, that Uber Eat life.
Right, for lunch.
Yeah.
Listen, I need my lunch at 11:50. Be at the door so I can get my food and eat it.
What are they ordering though? Now I want to know.
Whatever.
First of all,
because they have like Popeyes and Burger King and McDonald's and stuff like that. Yeah, so kids and they don't care about.
If we had McDonald's in our cafeteria, everybody would have paid, son.
Nah, niggas would have gotten robbed. We forgot where he went.
You're right.
That era. This era you're good, but that era,
paid. Niggas just wait for you to get your meal. Yeah. Tax.
I hate y'all. You're right though.
It's a different era. Yo,
getting bullied out of the cash.
I gotta talk about some politics for a hot second. Okay, your boy Donnie Wildin, of course. But I'm not here to talk about him. He said some wild shit about Baltimore. He said no human being would want to live there.
Oh.
So I'm just like, no human being. Interesting choice of words there. But why I'm bringing him up is that the Baltimore Sun clapped the fuck back. I can't even call this an op-ed. This is a straight diss.
Hit him up style?
The name of the op-ed in the Baltimore Sun responding to Donnie's comments is, better to have a few rats than to be one. That's from the editorial board of a major newspaper.
Wow.
And they let that... Okay.
They felt some sort of way. It's a very short thing, but he said... They mentioned. He said, in case anyone missed it, the President of the United States has some choice words to describe Maryland's 7th Congressional District of Saturday morning. Here are the key phrases. No human being would want to live there. It is a very dangerous and filthy place. Worse than the USA. And our personal favorite, it is a rat and rodent-infested mess. He wasn't really speaking of the 7th as a whole. He failed to mention Elliott City, for example, or Baldwin, or Bongtown, or Pretty Boy. I don't know any of these places. Sorry, Maryland. Right. All of which are contained within a sprawling yet oddly shaped district that runs from western Howard County to southern Hartford County. No, Donald Trump's wrath was directed at Baltimore, specifically Elijah Cummings, 60-year-old son of a former South Carolina sharecropper who's represented the district of the United States since 1996.
Ooh.
And then they went on to just kind of outline their issues, and they got their shots off. I'll try to find a good one. While we would not sink to name calling in a Trumpian manner, or ruefully point out that he failed to spell the Congress's name correctly. We would tell the most dishonest man to ever occupy the Oval Office, the mocker of war heroes, the gleeful grabber of women's private parts, the serial bankrupter.
Wow.
Get him.
The useful idiot of Vladimir Putin, and the guy who insisted our good people among murderous neo-Nazi that he's still not fooling anyone into believing he's even slightly competent in his current post. Or that he possesses the, I can't even know what that word is, scintilla of integrity. Better to have some vermin living in your neighborhood than to be one. Official response.
Dang.
That's where we at in America. The president, the president of the newspaper trading bars.
That's crazy.
Yeah. He was beefing with the congressman because that's the guy that's investigating him. So he decided to basically shit on his entire district. And I'm like, damn, yo. Now that he's shitting on Baltimore, I can't make fun of Baltimore. Fuck. Right. We got to rally behind him. Right. What happened to the East Coast feuds? Like, I make fun of Philly. They make fun of us. I make fun of Boston. Like, damn, you can't keep shitting on places I make fun of.
Nah, you still trash, but we together this one time.
Yo, we gotta talk about the big news in social media world. Your boy Mark Zuckerberg had to pay $5 billion.
Really? Why?
So it turns out, you know when we all set our privacy settings in Facebook?
Yes.
They lied. So the options that we chose, they ignored it.
Oh,
yes.
shit.
So they set their rules about their privacy. We chose what we wanted to share and what not to share. And Facebook was like, you thought. I'll give you an example.
You mean?
When they did, like, you know how Facebook sometimes has like a text verification system with your phone? When you link your phone to your account, they sold your number.
I don't do that.
They sold your number. Wow. They already had your name and basically your interest. They sold that as part of a package.
That's why the telemarketer has been calling me.
No, it's your phone company is the problem. With that.
Yeah, your phone company's different.
I need a whole refund for the whole year now. Send everything back.
So as a result of their privacy misdeeds, the FTC, the Federal Trade Commission, that's the alphabet boys for Wall Street. Mm-hmm. So like, you know, the D boys are afraid of DEA and the FBI. If you're on Wall Street, if the SEC or the FTC come knocking at your door, oh shit.
Destroy everything.
Right? Burn it all. Forget a shredder, yeah. Throw that shit in the furnace. Shouldn't take too long. So as a result of that, Facebook agreed to the largest fine in American history, $5 billion, and they have to not admit guilt, and now they'll be under the supervision of the FTC. But not everyone thinks that the fine was a good idea, because Facebook doesn't admit to doing anything wrong, number one. Mm-hmm. And to give you an idea of what $5 billion means for Facebook, they've already made that back this quarter.
Wow.
Crazy. Yeah.
So it's like...
Chunk change.
Yeah, it's like, all right, we'll take this.
Right. Oh, okay, cool. But are they going to stop doing it? It's the question.
That's the question.
Right. You're going to find them, but they're still going to
They're going to find another way.
Right.
They're going to find another way.
So the FTC is supposed to, as part of the agreement, regulate them moving forward to make sure that they don't do it. The issue is... it's Donnie's FTC, who doesn't believe in any sort of government oversight. So essentially what Facebook did was cut a check, and now people are going away. That's why the two non-Republican members of the FTC actually voted against the deal, making the argument of just like, there's no possible way we can give real oversight to this company if they're not even going to admit culpability, and there's no like clear ground rules of what they're supposed to be sharing. It's just kind of like us taking their word, which up until this point they've literally lied every single time. Every time. There's a Google this on YouTube. There's a compilation of Mark Zuckerberg apologizing for Facebook fucking us over. There's literally a and he says the same thing. I will take responsibility for my actions. The buck stops at me. Blame me. He said it like 6 times. Like, come on, he ain't changing. Y'all gonna punish him? $5 billion.
Yeah.
He's straight. Like.
Terrible.
They're not admitting guilt. That's the thing that got me immediately. If they're not admitting guilt, then why are you here?
Right.
I ain't do nothing wrong.
To me, it also shows that we have a different justice system. Like, if you could commit acts that are so egregious, you have multiple federal agencies investigate you, and then not admit guilt and just pay a fine for shit.
Right.
Can we do that for regular people?
Hell no.
Of course not. When you say regular people,
right?
You mean not the blacks? The blacks. That was Donnie's favorite quote. I'm very good friends with the blacks.
Right.
What happened?
No. Good.
Yeah. So we're about to wrap up. Is there anything else anybody else want to talk about? No. All right. So I'm going to choose my moment of joy this week. My moment of joy was a double XL freshman freestyles.
Woo!
Not because they were that good, but just the reactions to them are the best thing. When Lil Mosey just sucked so much ass in that opening bar, and then Meg came and rapped, and then just watching them react, and then another freestyle with his Blueface. Yo, hold on. Can we take a moment? Yo, is Blueface ever going to be on beat? This nigga rap on beat, off beat. He freestyles off beat. At this point, I think he speak off beat. Okay, like this nigga never catch it. I'll give it up on this nigga, yo.
No, you're right, because you know what I was thinking of? I can't remember that girl's name from City Girls. I think it's
Young
JT.
Miami?
Young Miami, or the second
JT
verse?
in prison.
Okay, so Young Miami is the second verse
For
Act Up. Act Up, you can
shit.
get snatched up. First of all, Hot Girl Summer, all right? Cool, I respect that. I understand that. Hot Boy Summer coming soon as well. Listen, those two cannot rap on beat whatsoever. They're in the same fucking category. You know what? Let's actually bring it back to the point where they got Jermaine Dupri feeling spicy. He talking about, yo, strippers rapping should be called strap.
He was dead serious too.
Son.
He's dead serious.
At first, I was kind of like understanding because I'm like, yo, it's Jermaine Dupri. He lives in the strip club. He knows when strippers are trying to act, but I don't know what kind of clout he want. My nigga, stop it.
Right,
I know I'm with you. Sit down somewhere. You lost the battle between
you
lost the battle, Jermaine, between you, Timbaland, and Dr. Dre. Okay, Dr. Dre said he doesn't have to use kids to get famous. All right, you still ain't answer for Bow Wow.
Speaking of which, you saw Nelly and T.I. have an intervention on Bow Wow,
which is so funny. T.I. of all people.
Right? Exactly.
What, T.I. can't help the youngin' out? Give him some advice.
Right. What kind of advice?
To help
are
himself.
You exactly.
Shout out to you, T.I. Wait, no time.
Yeah.
Well, we had odds though. Blueface, find some rhythm. Stop talking about you the best new artist out, period. He said I'm the best new lyricist out. I don't understand. I don't understand.
He actually broke up because he was dating two girls at the same time until one of them got too honest. Because he was on an IG live with them, and they were like, he said to one of them, yo, all these niggas saying that you just whipped me for the money. And she's like, I am.
Yeah.
I was like,
fired.
real recognize real.
Act up. You can get snatched up.
After the IG live, they broke up. Yeah, right.
She was not with you to begin with, nigga. Like, what the fuck? He got some problems. He got some problems.
But I would encourage everyone to watch the freestyles. They weren't, like in years past, they've been awful. This year, they actually have niggas that can rap, and the ones that can't are also present. But shout out to the ladies. Rico Nasty can rap her ass off. Tierra Whack was like, fuck this beat. And Meg Thee Stallion could actually rap. Yeah. I didn't know. I'm not hating on her.
Every time I see her, she's just twerking. Like, she always bounces back.
Hold on. Let's pay respect to Meg Thee Stallion's knees. Because I'm pretty sure we all saw that. I don't know how old this woman, but her knee.
She fell or something?
No. I got you right now. I got it.
She got balance.
Right? She just set the bar for knees forever. Okay? Forever. Hold up. Good.
Nah, it's dope. YBN Corday did his thing. But speaking of twerking, you know who be twerking? Lizzo. Lizzo be twerking and playing the flute. That's a lot. That's a lot. Your cardio game's strong, girl.
But we know this from before she hit the
I be on straight oxygen.
She hit the shoot. She hit the shoot when we first know. Bitch, you emotional, and she hit that shit. What? Real talk. I'm gonna show you the video. I wanna see what Simon Cowell's reaction to Lizzo is because randomly I watched America's Got Talent and they had two flute players come. One was trash, the other one was actually stripping, right? And Terry Crews, who actually plays the flute, came out and helped them, right? And he's like, respect flute players. Lizzo is badass to a point where I can't think of a badass flute player at all, like a famous flute player.
Yeah, no.
Anybody?
I don't know any.
No.
No.
She's killing the Kendrick beat. Bitch, you emotional, and she's dancing and rapping. Son, give her props.
So what's your moment of joy, Juice?
I got a radio interview tomorrow in Philly, so that's
Nice.
You about to be on Broad Street?
Facts.
Hit up Geno's.
Definitely.
That's it. That's my entire knowledge of Philly right there.
And a Philly cheesesteak or a hoagie. They call hoagies too, right?
Yeah, it was basically a hero.
Yeah, pretty much.
You don't come back calling shit John though.
And nut. They be like, yo, that nigga went nut. Oh man.
Sound like Meek. Yo, it's my young bull. Like what? Yo, Mayhem, what's your moment of joy?
These X-Men memes. Hold on, I'm trying to show this. The knees, son.
Whoa, her core is strong.
And she ain't do this. She did this more than once, though.
You know, she's still in college.
Yeah, I think she
She's about to graduate. Yeah,
She like 25.
Yeah, because she was saying that she started popping when she was like her career started taking off as she was near her finishing her major, and everyone's just like, why don't you drop out? Because like,
hell no.
And she's like, my personality is I don't like to quit things, and also I already paid this much money to get this far. I got a semester left. No, fuck that.
Get my goddamn quit. Fuck that. We gonna rap and we gonna
Why can't we do both?
Right?
Right. We gonna bounce his ass and pass these classes. The fuck?
Bounce his ass, pass his class. Yo, Meg, hit us up. We got a song for you.
Like, what you gonna do after you graduate?
I'm gonna bounce his ass and pass it. Listen,
I'm getting 5 a show right now.
right.
Stay in school, get my doctorate. Anyway, my moment of joy is these X-Men memes from the classic 90s show.
Yeah.
And what happens is they've been taking scenes, the stills of the scenes, and writing out just classic lines. Like, for instance, there's a picture of Storm, Rogue, and Jubilee in the car, and they're all driving. Rogue is driving. Storm and Rogue, El Camino with the seat, low, sipping Quavo with. Jubilee puts Katy Perry's fireworks on the aux. Storm is like, pull the fuck over. It's so many, but the best one that had me dying is like they're in the conference room and Jubilee is pointing at somebody like she arguing with somebody. Storm is in the background. Jubilee's like, nah, I'm tired of Beast shredding in the community bathroom with his Storm whispers, with his Monster Inc. looking ass. Son!
No, the one that got me was the Gucci. The one that got me, that shit had me fucking dead.
Oh, what about the one she's like, do I look like I was left off the X-Men Go team?
I know, got it. And she was like, this is why we need more diversity. I'm fucking funny.
Yo, shout out to the person that's doing this. You are a legend, son.
Facts.
You are getting the plate at the cookout and then some. Mm-hmm. What's your moment of joy this week, Danny? Nah, no shin.
Something that made you laugh, smile, or just give you joy in general.
My moment of joy this week, I would say I go to church. Mm-hmm. So, just going to church and realizing that every situation like has a purpose. Okay. Every situation, different things that we go through in life has a purpose to better you, to make you reevaluate, you know, what's around you and who you have around you. And yeah. So, yes.
Damn, you got deep with it.
Yeah.
Well, I gotta reassess. I was just talking about freestyles and shit.
I just showed her the twerking knees.
I don't care about nobody bouncing their ass. I can bounce mine.
I asked that you got all deep. Like, read a book, niggas. Like, I'm saying, like, that's my moment of joy. Everybody read a book.
I
pass that class.
I need a good book to read. Yeah. The last book I read was The American Gods, and I absolutely loved it.
Isn't that a show?
Yes.
Okay,
they have
it's a
show.
But
it's not the same. I feel like the book is way more detailed than the actual show that they came on. It's not. The book is so much better.
I'm not like a heavy book reader, but there's 2 books I want to read. There is Dapper Dan is coming out with his autobiography. Yeah. Do you know who Dapper Dan is? Mm-mm. So Dapper Dan was a clothing designer from Harlem, and the reason he is very well known in hip hop is because he did some of the most iconic.
Like, yeah. I heard that.
So like, if you ever see the album cover for Eric B and Rakim's Paid in Full, everything they're wearing is Dapper Dan.
Okay.
All custom. And he was running his shop at the height of the crack epidemic. So, like, the majority of his best customers were drug dealers. Like, Rich Porter and Alpo used to shop at his store, for example. They're the dudes that the Paid in Full movie is based on. And it's just talking about his life. And there's this interview he said when he saw Nipsey get killed, he said, I had a flashback to my own life. Because he talked about, he said, you can't be around the life and not of the life. That's not how this works. Like, if you're around this, you're part of it, no matter what you do. And he's like, he gave an example of like, so, you know, I used to deal with D-boys all the time. That was my clientele. And one day a client's leaving the store and they try to kidnap him in front of my store. Right? And he said I had two choices. This is broad daylight. They're trying to kidnap somebody, guns out. I can call the cops or pretend I ain't seen nothing. But if I call the cops, then I'm going to bring attention to myself. I don't want that. If I pretend I ain't seen nothing, you know, protection of violent criminals get away, right? So he said, I don't say anything. The very next day, they try to kidnap me. Wow. Shot me in my neck. The bullet's still there. They never took it out. Wow. And he was just like, that was the moment I learned. It's like, I can't be like, oh, I'm not part of this, but I'm around this all the time. He's like, nah. Either you're not in this, you're not in this. Like, that's it. There's no... And they're just like, to him talking about just like his different life. Also, on a funny note, he was apparently the worst person to play dice against because he was taking niggas' money. He said, I broke everybody. So that's the first book. And the second one is a book that's old. It's a book that Prodigy wrote before he passed away. And the reason that book has come back to light is because I didn't realize how problematic that book was for all the people in his life. Him and Noriega had issues with it. Nas and him had issues with what was in the book because he told like real stories. Like the book hit so hard that when Prodigy died, there was a mural put up for him in Queensbridge. It got sprayed with paint the day it went up. Wow. So someone put it back up the next day, got hit again, and everyone's just like, "Yo, who's doing this to like this Queensbridge icon?" And Noriega said it's a nigga up north that Prodigy talked about in his book, and he's just like, "Nah, fuck that. We're not mourning his death." I was just like, damn, what did he say in this book that got people this time? I'll read this. I'm nosy.
I'm reading this. I'm nosy.
He must have said some shit. But yeah, those are the two books I want to look for. But Juice, you already talked about it, right?
No, I already talked about my moment of joy. Basically, Philly tomorrow.
Yeah.
I'm excited about that.
All right, so this is it, folks. You're going to see us in a few weeks. I guess.
Yeah.
Right. I don't know.
Depends if they catch that check.
Right? If the light's still on, you know, how Con Ed be. Anyway. It's your boy Danny Ocean, DNNYOCIN. You can find me on Twitter talking cash shit.
It's your boy Juice Cannon, Instagram, Twitter. You know where to find me.
Don't forget to plug the album, brother.
Oh, definitely. Stream the album, 2 minutes drinking juice, rolling dice. Definitely.
Yes, you.
Yes. It's your turn.
It is Danny D. My Instagram is Danny_DEE514. My birthday. Yeah.
All right, dope. Yo, shout out to Danny for joining us today. Not the Danny Ocean. We see his ass all the time. We don't care about it. Shout out to Danny D for showing us. Hopefully we see some new projects. You know, we got some things coming up. It's your boy Mayhem Mike. You can find me at YFR Mayhem on Twitter. Find me on the Facebook, you know, at... What's the name of our show? Last Stop on Air. There you go. There you go.
If I think about your personal shit, I saw that. You caught yourself.
Almost.
For what I do and the shit I talk, listen. I can't even have y'all on my Snapchat. Like I can't do this.
Yeah, you can add my Snapchat. My Snapchat is Stacked Stallion.
You know what? Now that she said that, mine is miles long. Wait for my premium, all right? My premium Snapchat.
All right, well, I was going to keep this to myself, but my OnlyFans is dropping soon.
Listen, so speaking of that, you can add my Tumblr
I'm going to stop at that, because if they know about my Tumblr...
Oh, no, it's a wrap.
If I go for office, I got to blow my Tumblr up.
I'm not going to tell
what
you
Tumblr
guys
is. Thank you.
If you don't have Tumblr, get it. You should. It's lit.
Now, Tumblr people
Tumblr.
Wild.
Listen.
Anyway, before we get ourselves in trouble, I'm about to hit the stop button. Later, people.
me, Lord, please have mercy. Baby Jesus, please save us. I know I used up my 3 favors. Back to sending like a week later. New car, speed racer, copper crib, need acres. Most of all, we all need prayer. Karma coming, beware. I don't know where I'm going, but I hope I'm on the right path. Life will hit you with a light jab. Mike Tyson, strike back. You niggas going out, slight sad. Boy, I'm all about my bag. New drip, I grab. I just wanna get my life back. There's no complaining on this side. My nigga shit is not tolerated. Cause some niggas off like an operation. Now my team way more consolidated. Sweet presidential, that's inauguration. Cause we cooking crack like Ronald Reagan. Chip on my shoulder, boy, I'm not for waiting. Divine timing took a lot of patience. Now it's time for the takeover. All gas and the brakes slower. Took a trip.